That would make sense why I did curl. Not the way they played it.
Well, we got to not kill that. It's got to just be in the catch zone.
I mean, my gut is like hack to board and just roll 3 feet. 2 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's probably just hack.
You're always touching the 6.
I don't know that this leaves the 4-foot with hack.
Really good spots for Miller.
I think John's in a situation where he needs to send one of the red guards back.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, if it's dead nose and just, it's going to go spinning. This actually might catch two and just leak back.
I think it does.
Okay, so it might, close to dead.
Hammer something.
Extra focus of the players, because sometimes you just couldn't hear yourself thinking, and we needed to like use signs and show what we meant instead of just shouting out a number or like play this hit and roll kind of thing. We had to show everything, so that added another level, I guess, to our game. After that, we've been a little better when the crowd is loud or when you can't hear as well.
Johnson on this one here.
Can't hear yet for line ever.
No, they like line. Now does it have the speed? They like the line. Does it have the speed? They're going hard for line. You have to get by this top yellow. Trevor Johnson leaning on it. He's by it. Now does it stop in time? Has to stop in time. What a shot from Ryland Kleider. We thought it was maybe the hardest option up from the booth, but that's why we're not down there.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
it's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Hello, curling fans, and welcome back inside the Sleeman Center here in Guelph, Ontario, home of the 4th event on the Grand Slam of Curling calendar, the WFG Masters. It is women's quarterfinal action. We have Team Isabella Wrana facing off against Team Carrie Einarson, world number 6 against world number 14. John Cullen alongside 3-time world champion Brent Lang. And Brent, you know, this year so far has been a bit of a struggle for Team Wrana. Haven't quite got their feet under them, but they've been very good here this week. And Team Einarson with a brand new look lineup with Carly Burgess in the fold. This should be a very interesting game.
Yeah, I look forward to this one. I mean, Carrie obviously gone through a lot in the last 10 months as a team and got some more news this week after kind of planning to not get that news, it seemed. And so just to throw one more wrench into the plans.
Yes.
But and you're right, Team Wrana, you know, not necessarily at their best, but kind of took it to Team Homan yesterday. That's a confidence builder for sure, and rolling into the playoffs. So we'll see what we get, and Wrana gets the hammer, which is always a nice start.
Yeah, only 3 teams this year have beat Rachel Homan, which is a crazy sentence to say, but 2 of them are in this game. Carrie Einarson beat Rachel Homan in Charlottetown to win the first event of the year at the Tour Challenge. And Team Wrana, as you said, Brent beat them yesterday. Do you know the only other team to beat them this year?
I asked Rachel yesterday, but that was yesterday.
A lot's happened between then and now.
Unbelievable. No, I don't know.
Stefania Constantini.
I said that to her, and she's like, no. And I'm I'm pretty sure it was.
It was Constantini in Charlottetown.
She doesn't even remember.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there you go.
That's what I thought we did that game. And
we did, yeah. In the A side of the bracket, Constantini actually knocked Homan down to the B. She came through the B side in Charlottetown and then lost that final to Carrie, then rattled off, I believe, 26 wins in a row before she lost to Isabella yesterday. So
Rachel Jedi mind tricked me again.
She's good at that.
So there's someone who's undefeated against Rachel this year, though. Did you know that?
Someone who hasn't played her?
No.
Oh, okay.
Super D. Don McEwen.
That's true.
One and done.
Yep.
This is a bit easy for me. I make my comeback for one spiel, win the slam, and I'm out.
Yep. Well, I always say, you know, coming up in BC did Tyler Tardy. So I retired before he could beat me anymore. So like my lifetime record against him is like 8 or 9 and 1. Because I said once he beat me once, I said, okay, that's good enough. I'll keep my 90% winning percentage against you. Don't ask how old he was in some of those wins I had over him, but
irrelevant information.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're not like there's a lot of people that have that record this year.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that was worth something at one time, but. So center guard goes up, and Team Wrana draws around at this. Team Isabella Wrana curling out of Sundbyberg, Sweden. The skip is, of course, Isabella Wrana. The third is Almeida Deval. Second is Maria Larsson, and lead is Linda Stenlund.
So is the natural progression for your kind of content features where you're bowling and you're roller coastering and water sliding, like you got to go to their home countries, don't you?
I would love that. Yeah, I don't know if that's in the budget, but I'm ready.
Ready
to spend some ready to spend some time at the cabin, something like that. You know, get me over to Japan, Sweden, Switzerland, Germany. Hell,
just do a world tour.
Yeah, I don't mind. Well, I know in the NHL, they do, usually in the summer, they'll do like a European tour where all the journalists go over and they get all the Euro hockey players to kind of centralize in one city. So maybe we'll have to start doing that for the slams. Just say, hey, we're in Zurich for a week, get all the European curlers to fly in. I'll go over there. We'll shoot 4 to 7 features. Call it a day.
Sounds like a done deal. You heard it here first, folks.
I'm ready. I'm ready to travel.
So here's the Team Einarson rookie.
Yes, Team Carrie. Yeah, Team Carrie Einarson curling out of Gimli, Manitoba. The skip is Carrie Einarson. Third is Val Sweeting. Second, Carly Burgess, and lead Kristen Karwacki. And obviously, we know. Speaking of wacky, Brent, this has been a bit of a strange year for team changes, but you don't usually see one this late in the season. Carly Burgess moving over from Team Carrie to play with Carrie Einarson, and in the process giving up a Scotties wildcard spot this year and a trial spot next year. You don't generally see that type of team change. How did that news hit you when you heard it?
It was a bit of a surprise. I mean, I maybe heard a little rumbling of it before it hit the mainstream airwaves as Carly reached out to Jen, having played together for a couple of years, and I think it was more of a heads up than an advice call, to be honest. But,
fair, yeah.
Yeah, just when you thought all the craziness was done, and we're going to say the same thing again now. Surely that's all the changes, and then Gushu's going to go make another change or something. But I'm joking. I mean, they had a rough week, but I don't think it's panic time just yet. But unfortunate for some players, big opportunity for Carly. Very short-term opportunity, as I understand it.
Yes, though. Only guaranteed for the rest of this season, which in theory could only be 3 events. This one, the Scotties, and then the Players in April.
And then she'll be a free agent again.
Yep.
She's been a good come around there. I think a little bit by accident. I think they're trying to freeze the top 8, but a good judge. By Sweeting and Karwacki, and they put it right on the back button, and it's shot rock kind of behind some stagger. So see how Isabella decides to deal with this.
I think on the last one she was trying to have Maria Larsson run it into the pile. That didn't happen. This one's a little higher, so I'm guessing this is probably just a straight peel for Maria here.
This team, one of the Grand Slam of Karaoke superstars.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think they've won the title yet, have they?
No, they did. They won the title in Nisku.
Right.
And then went to defend it. They actually enlisted the help of Team Ramsfjell, so it was a duet between Isabella and Martin Sessaker, and then the rest of Team Ramsfjell and Team Wrana combined for a little dance routine in the background, but wasn't enough to get the belt over Rachel Homan, who stunned the crowd with her word-for-word rap of "No Diggity."
That was pretty impressive.
It was very good.
I was front row for that. And felt like I was at a real concert.
Well, Rachel is one of the stars of the sport, so anywhere she goes, she's going to get a lot of attention. And when she walks out on stage wearing sunglasses and a hat and a giant hoodie and all of a sudden raps all the words to "No Diggity," the crowd's going to love that.
Of course, that's happening again tonight at the Delta Conference Center. If you have a ticket, I think it's $5 to get in. If you don't have a ticket to the games, I think you can still get in for $10.
That's right, yes. Tickets are available here at the Rock Shop, so if you're in the Sleeman Center but also listening to us here, you can head on over to the Rock Shop and get tickets, or, yes, as you said, Brent, available at the door. And there are shuttles bringing fans from the Sleeman Center to the Delta, so if you're worried about a designated driver or finding a way over there, that's a way that you can do it. But yes, Rachel will have to defend her title tonight. I'm hearing there's going to be quite a few competitors for the belt, and not surprising, Brent, the prize money has gone up to $2,500 from $1,000 previously, so it's making me think I might have to take some singing lessons here.
Right, it's getting close to that's how much money you make each for qualifying. And you're already here, there's no extra expenses.
Yeah.
Other than your ego, potentially.
Yeah. And that can be a big expense.
Yeah. There's 7 acts signed up, I've heard.
That's the rumor I've heard as well, yes.
But I wasn't sure if Rachel was one of those, and you have to defend your title. But she's lost her supporting cast. Team Schuster, I don't know if they didn't qualify or said no to this one, but Chris Plies, Colin Huffman, they had something to do with that.
They did, yeah. Yeah, they kind of put that all together. This is a little deep here from Val Sweeting, I think.
Oh, now she's drawn.
That's really interesting. You would think the closer that it got, the more likely you'd be to try and clean it up. Although I think you do drive that yellow by, Brent, so maybe that's the concern. I don't know. This is putting a lot of pressure on Almeida Duval here.
Yeah, right on the nose would be really bad. So you'd have to hit it across the top of the top 8 yellow just to get the one red out and the top one and open it up. But this is great if you make it. All of a sudden, not only is 2 alive, but even 3. You'll be lying first and third, but any kind of miss here, you're going to find yourself in jail pretty quick.
So nothing yet really from Linda and Maria here. Maria trying to bring this one over, but this looks like too much weight. And you couldn't be heavy here. That's the worst case scenario for that. So I think it's just, yeah. And it looks like it's, yeah, you can see there, it is a piece buried. So Carrie can't get inside of it at least.
Dead freeze. Don't want to bump this a rock and leave like a quarter rock double to Y2. That would be the concern, I think, if you're Carrie. If you could walk it down, I think you'd freeze right on it and maybe tap it an inch right on the nose. And Team Wrana's going to have to decide, how do we hold you to stealing one almost, or make that super tough out-turn draw, which I'm not sure how you even set that up. Chance for carry here, though.
Maybe I'd pinch less. Yeah. Okay. 15.
Can't really be too short here. They can't just think if we're light, like top 8 will choke it off, because then the out-turn freeze, if it's made, 3 and 4 are in the mix.
Easy line, Christian.
This is a big shot here for Carrie, her first here in the first.
Yes. Where? Hard. Yeah, gotta go line. Hard. Hard line.
Karwacki and Burgess trying to hold this one, but I think this is all over the guard.
Carrie did tighten the ice in the pack.
Okay.
That was a mistake.
14-6.
Yes, it certainly was.
14-6 should be closer than that. I wonder if...
Softened it a bit, maybe?
Yeah, I wonder if she didn't get it running. You can throw it, depending on your release, the 14-6 can go to the button, or if you're a little soft, like it curls early, it could end up top 12 or even short of the rings almost. So Carrie's a bit confused. Don't love hearing that from my skip in the first end.
Yeah.
I'd like to try and even make up an answer, or try and feel it out as she's telling me what she thinks, and I quickly agree and say, yeah, tough one. I think we just misread it. Good throw.
Yeah.
Just curled early.
Curled early, so Val's politely saying you hooked it.
Yep.
And that makes sense to me.
Yeah, certainly based on the way that ran. And this is exactly what you said here, Brent. The out-turn draw for Isabella now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Now, this doesn't have to be perfect. If it's anywhere like beside third shot yellow one there, or almost might be better there than if my worry is if you go right to the side of the button, you'll be kind of there'll be kind of a crotch to run that one that Carrie just threw right into the yellows, and maybe even lie 2 behind behind cover. So
just trying to like tuck around probably
top button, top 4 foot even here, just past the yellow one biting the 4 foot, and Carrie's gonna have to think about guarding.
Big shot here for Isabella Wrana in the first end. Chance to get something big set up here.
Slam champions at the Players.
Yeah, and finalists last year. They love the Players. They are going to need to have a good result here to get there. Currently sitting 14th in the world.
Yikes, that's a lot of pressure. This is a good-looking shot, though.
Yes, it is. Oh, it just came down.
That picked, I think.
Yeah, I think so, too. That's really unlucky because that was a great line.
Really good spot, though. What is Carrie? You can see the problem.
Yeah, pretty much as soon as Maria put her broom down there, you could just see that hook. But yeah, year-to-date for Wrana, she's actually 18th. So and you need to be top 12 to make the Players. So she probably needs to win this event to give herself a chance.
That's no good.
Yeah, 60 points out of 12th right now. Or sorry, 40 points out of 12th.
So tough season on the slams, but also just a tough tour season in general.
Yeah, it hasn't been their best. I think the one thing that worked well for them is they played in sort of almost like a fun event in Basel right before Christmas. Linda and Almeida already had plans with their families, so they didn't even go. It was just Isabella and Maria, and they brought in their old fifth Fanny Alanov, formerly Fanny Schoberg, and had a great time and won. So they won with 3 and had a nice time doing it. So I think that kind of just got their season maybe back on track a little bit. Sometimes that's all it takes.
I think Carrie needs to hit this yellow one. Roll on the corner of the...
And that is scary.
Very scary, but...
Well, it's just I could nose it and she could still make that.
Or you're going to make that tap on Carrie's first shot right to the corner of the button. That's no fun.
I think this should be really close.
Going to guard it, and then isn't
so.
Isabella going to play this or even knows that one? I don't think it's going to be ever more than 2.
If we know,
it'll be a tough shot for 2.
I can just see all. It's a double for 3 or 2. Okay.
Sticking with the guard.
You like that broom or a hair less?
Yeah, I guess taking away Isabella's easiest shot for a multiple, but there is still going to be options for her on the other side. Last rock here for Carrie Einarson.
Little bit early, yeah. Line's good.
This is a very easy shot for 3. The other one is a shot for 3 that's much harder. So
Line's good. It's got a curl. Good curl if you're high. Curl if you're high. Curl. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard.
Got to make sure you get out to covering it. You have to actually over cover it. Ooh.
Does the trick?
I think so, yeah. I think there's no point for Isabella in trying it when you have this other option.
Could give up a steal here if you absolutely nutted it on, on the yellow one and killed those 2 in the forefoot, but this is worth the risk.
No question, yeah. Well, and if you don't play it too hard, it's most certainly there for 3.
Oh, it definitely is. And I want my skip to get after this first end, a chance to really get off to a hot start, and if it doesn't work out, we're down 1, and we know we kind of beat them up a bit in the first end.
Well, I think, too, if you're obviously riding a high, you're coming off a win over Team Homan. You had to have that win to get into the playoffs. And so you come off a win against Team Homan, and then you start with 3 against Team Einarson. That's got to leave you feeling pretty damn good. So we'll see if Isabella Wrana can find it here. Run back for 3. Linda Stenlund on this. Sounds close. Just for 2. So maybe threw a little more weight than I was expecting there, Brent, but still a good shot for Wrana. She puts 2 up on the board. They lead 2-0.
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call, we're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casual.
Sorry, we're in some negotiations here, new contract discussions.
Yeah, our agent, Ryan Fry, has just come up to the booth. He's very unhappy that Tyler, George, and Chelsea Carey are on the couch, and we're sitting in folding chairs that I think they found from an old WWE event.
Robbie found those for us. Mr. Doherty.
Exactly. Yeah, Robbie bought these off eBay.
Personal collection.
I think the Ultimate Warrior sat in one of these once. So a really good start, though, Brent, for Isabella Wrana, putting 2 on the board and putting a ton of pressure on Carrie Einarson, too.
Yeah, and I was with you. I mean, you could have played that lighter. I think she probably decided 2's, much easier shot throwing it harder, especially in the first end on a little bit of an in-between path. But really good start, up 2. And, if you're Team Wrana, do you feel a little bit, not like you're free rolling, but you went into that game against Homan knowing that they don't lose very much, and you needed that victory to get in. You get that, and then you come up against Team Einarson, another tough team to beat, and you got the hammer and a free shot in the first end, and you've got to start to think like, wait a minute.
Life's pretty good out here.
Yeah, maybe we're rolling.
Yeah, maybe we are really good.
Yeah.
I mean, they have been a top 10 team on tour for most of the last 2 seasons. They started this year number 9 in the world and have just fallen off a little bit. As we said, their tour season hasn't been spectacular, but yeah, this would go a long way. Even getting into the semis at a slam, you get a ton of points and really boosts the confidence for the team. So we'll see how it goes. Obviously, lots and lots of game to go here, and we have 3 other women's quarterfinals out here right now, available on Home Team Live. Anna Hasselborg out to a 2-0 lead, facing off against the Japanese squad Momoha Tabata. Beside them, it's Satsuki Fujisawa against Eunjung Kim. Kim playing with 3 this week and playing very well. They went 4-0 through the round robin, and they're up 1-0 on Fujisawa right now. And in the other feature game here on Home Team Live with Tyler, George, and Chelsea Carey on the call, it's world number 1 facing off against world number 2, Rachel Homan against Silvana Tirinzoni. Reminder that you can watch all 4 of these games all at the same time with the full house coverage here on Home Team Live. Or if you're in Canada, they are doing Around the Rings coverage on Sportsnet and Sportsnet Plus. So center guard up for Team Wrana, and we're going to see Kristen Karwacki try to come around the corner here, but this looks like it's hanging.
Hard, you're on the front, hard, keep going. Hard.
Trying to get it off the center guard here.
Yeah, it's just looked like right out of her hand. She didn't quite get it to the broom, and really good sweep there from Carly Burgess to get that to curl.
And it's close to a made shot, but I got to be honest, that's a killer. When you're trying to make a deuce, if that's chaseable and they can roll to the middle, it goes straight from offense to defense immediately. Even if that's short of the rings or buried just biting or even buried back 8, you're going to have another offensive shot on the next one. And I'm not trying to be too hard on Kristen. She's played fantastic since being called upon at the Scotties last year and but proven she's a world-class lead.
Yeah, no question about that. You don't usually see players who haven't really played much at the Slams kind of step in and be as good as Kristen has. Unfortunately for Maria Larsson, that will jam. That's not a bad result, though. By jam, I mean rack.
Rack jam.
Rack jam.
Jammed on the middle one.
Yeah.
Interesting situation because kind of everything's open now. Could freeze on shot rock. Could get a little saucy and just guard the red second shot and say, what are you going to do? They're probably going to run it, though. I'm not sure I'd hit this one.
Feel a little defensive to you, Langer?
Well, not even defensive. It's just not a great result. Like, okay, I make a good, best case, I make a hit and roll behind the center. Is that the best shot? I don't even think that's good. I think you're hooking the one that's buried. If I nose it and they make a good hit and roll right into the side of their other one, now they got one buried. Rolling down the corner of that one. Right on the nose of it? Okay, sneaky, not bad.
Yeah, sneaky, kind of good.
Yeah.
It is wide open.
Yeah.
As you can see from that angle.
Yeah.
Really tough double, but same thing, I think. Do you hit and roll? Now it's higher, and you can roll right into the side of that yellow. Punch that yellow over and stay dead buried and fly at least first and maybe third. Could be second, but...
Looked like Isabella called to hit this right on the nose.
I'm not going to disagree with every call, just these two in a row. I promise. And Val and Carrie are going to hit and roll away, and then probably Isabella's plans to hit and roll in off of this one. So again, it's not wrong.
Well, they end up getting your call anyway. So
kind of. I liked it there, just harder, so that one moves out of there.
The center line one.
But it is a good result. I think that's better than what they called.
I'd like to just freeze.
Oh.
Okay.
Better knows it.
I don't mind that.
Yeah. No, me neither.
Got
Got to make it, though.
Yeah. Neat.
I
I think this is a bit of a worse situation to freeze into than they had before, but wants to get something. Carrie just knows she wants to get something in there, a red one that's very usable and not removable.
We could roll away, but
I don't think that's true.
Inside their drop path, what do you think?
Necessarily. New girl, rookie, Carly, making suggestions early. I like it.
She's comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, she's had a lot of success early on in her career, youth Olympian. Went to the World Juniors 5 times, 3 times as a player, twice as a spare, won the World Juniors a couple times.
Well, you're bound to if you go 5 times.
Wow,
come on.
yeah.
Nick Eden, like.
Law of averages, for sure.
Law of averages. Super impressive. Comes from a great curling family.
Yep. And then also, don't forget the 2 Scotties finals over the last 2 years. I think you probably had a pretty good seat for both of those.
Yeah, I did till the very end.
Yeah.
And then my
then you were standing and pacing.
It was pretty awesome to have both our daughters were there last year, and Bella being old enough to really understand what's going on. And as Jen's throwing her last shot, she's standing beside me, absolutely shaking, and it was just pretty cool to see. But it didn't obviously go their way. But I think it, the kids didn't know it at the time, but I think it went their way. I don't know if Jen quits if she wins. We never really talked about it, but
right.
I know her fairly well, and I don't know.
This way. I had a nice 7 years, but yeah, it's kind of just.
Got to get this off the corner guard. They do. So
pretty good.
Yeah, quite a few yellows stacking up in here, Brent. Team Wrana lying 1, 2, and 4. I don't know that Carrie loves it.
She doesn't look really happy. Double and roll behind the corner. Does it touch the middle one?
It might.
Probably.
Yeah.
And then if it's not cruising, they're both going to stay in the forefoot.
I'd be throwing more than normal, I think, just for that exact reason you said, Brent.
And then if you do that, you probably don't save your shooter. 7/8 barely gets stuff moving because it's like just on a millimeter of it. So I'm interested to see what happens here.
Kan han få trippen? Kan han få utan överstutset så?
Lefty out turn from Val Sweeting, trying to hit and roll behind the corner and get stuff moving, as she said. But if this over curls, this is just going to chisel it buried.
Yeah, not a ton of weight either. It's not bad. But it is still Wrana line too.
Yeah, it's not bad if you're yellow.
Yeah, just cheated it a little.
Yeah, maybe they're feeling a little communal with the stones, given that's one of the Swedish national colors is yellow.
Right? Any roll low, like even roll right into that red and bump it a little bit, and I don't know. Carrie's in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, I think so too.
What's with the banana suits in the Jackpot City Casino, Johnny?
I think it's the same crew of people where we had the Waldo there as well.
Okay.
And it's a European tradition. You've probably seen it at Rugby Sevens is an event where they do costumes, and also darts. You'll see when you watch the World Darts Championships, a lot of groups, they'll go together and they'll put together like a group costume.
Okay.
And I think it's something that would go really well at a curling event. I think
for sure
getting people dressed up and having a good time in the arena, I think would be great for the game. So it's been nice to see a few people over the course of this week coming here in costumes.
We need to introduce Nick to the sociables. We need the sociables at the slams.
That's actually a good point.
Call them the slammables.
Oh,
because they slam booze back. Heavy.
I've heard stories.
They are
well,
good.
And
they're good folk.
The sociables have kind of backed off of the Briar a little bit. Like I think they. I
think all of a sudden I'm not going to say they got treated poorly, but got treated less nicely than they had in the past, and I don't think they loved that. I think they brought something to the event, and maybe didn't get credit for it.
Well,
we'll give them credit here, though.
Oh,
Slammables. Yeah. Let's get those guys.
Honestly, we give a lot of credit to a lot of different people. So,
especially if you like to have a good time and add to the atmosphere.
We love that. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I'm going to forget, so remind me later.
Okay, I will. So Val just trying to hit this red one in here. Get these yellow angles changed up a bit. This looks a little tight.
And light. Just trying to bump freeze, maybe. Really aggressive calls here. The last couple from Carrie. Sounds good.
Hard. Sit.
That's a good shot.
That's pretty good from Val Sweeting.
It is pretty good because
Now
their nose.
there's there on the other side. Good sweep.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
I like that. Nice call.
Isabella gonna have to throw the Swedish heat down the middle and double the reds and blow out one of the yellows, I think.
Well, we know she can throw it.
Oh yeah. Even when her broom falls out of her hand, she can still throw it hard.
I think it's in the genes. Her brother Rasmus as well, no stranger to the high hard one.
Really good, actually.
Ja, då ligger vi kvar med de där två. Och ja, om vi chappar så ligger vi kvar med den och så de två.
That's their only shot.
Yeah, it was like
And the nose a little bit low even. Would leave a pretty good situation. Not really anywhere in for Carrie to hide. John, I know you grew up a lot later than I did. Not like in your years, but like in the calendar years.
Yep.
When you were growing up learning the game, there wasn't as much, and I'm interested, was there as much kind of focus on how hard you could throw the rock?
Definitely not.
Yeah, it was weird. It wasn't like a big thing.
It was nice if you could do it, but there was no like practicing, trying to generate more weight, or thinking about sliding techniques to generate more weight. We never talked about that. It was just kind of some guys could throw it harder than other guys.
Yeah.
And that was it.
That was kind of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. But Isabella throws it as good as anyone in the women's game.
Sweep that one, though. I don't think it's whoa.
That's beautiful from Isabella Wrana. Lovely shot. Just throws that so hard and so accurate. And again, not a big frame. I think a lot of people think that you know, that's the secret to throwing big weight, but it's actually not. It's all about hip and leg drive, and it is something you can practice and develop. And obviously she has over the years, and I mean, that's just a tremendous shot. They lie 3 here.
Yeah. But I don't mind top
Roll in a little, almost too far. That Carey could draw. That was her initial reaction, and now getting back to it. But yeah, it's almost like curling now. If you were teaching kids or people that want to be good at curling, it's almost the Jack Nicklaus of golf. Learn how to hit it far and then learn how to hit it straight.
Do you guys like this, or do you guys like the double and roll?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you.
No, like, we could, but like, we're probably
still talking about the
She'd
double.
probably get us anyways, but
Yeah, the draw is definitely the more aggressive call, but it's probably the only way you get 2.
just top button, guys.
For sure.
I don't mind it.
The way you get into real big trouble too, but
Yeah,
risk
well,
reward.
exactly. It's a big shot here for Carey Einarson, facing 3 Swedish counters here.
Heights, good! Feet! Heights, green! Clean! Clean, yep, little bit!
Hard line.
Yeah, line! Hard! Hard line! Hard!
Going for line, you're getting awfully tight. Don't want to rub and leave a nose hit to really lock. Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Oh, no.
That's the worst possible scenario for that.
Carey doesn't like that rock.
No.
Says it doesn't listen.
Jag tror det.
It's a little overcurled in the first end.
A hair better.
Yeah, if Isabella could ever get just like a tiny roll like she's suggesting, it's going to be very difficult for Carey to score.
Tänker du en 11 eller? Ja, jag tänker 11. What'd you get time-wise?
15.
Yeah, that should have been, that's what we're aiming for.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carey does not like that rock. You heard Val say she got 15. That's what Carey said she wanted to throw. So twice it's come up way light on her.
It's a little too late to find a skip stone, though. There's really no... They get to throw last in practice. You get to throw the draw the button. You get to see it a bunch of times. And if there's even a question, it's got to go.
Yeah.
She knows it.
So final stone here for Isabella Wrana, a chance to really put some pressure on Carey Einarson here in live 4.
Yep. Whoa.
Anything but rolling away. Like, even if you rolled a little low and stayed there, like, you're still going to change the path, and Carey's already worried about speed.
Yeah. They want just a hair roll to the outside. That's exactly what she wanted. Really good from Isabella Wrana, and now Carey's going to have to go wide here and try to get side forefoot for 1.
Team ABBA came to play.
I would not want to be throwing this if I'm Carey, I'll tell you that for free. She already hasn't had success with the 2 draws that she's thrown, and now you're going in a crazy spot. Like, she's already
double.
like, can we hit?
Well, there's a double, and that's a catcher. Like, the roll might have made this easier.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of a catcher.
This guy.
It's totally a catcher.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a mistake by Isabella, I think.
You have enough?
Yeah. I
Okay.
should have, like, so right there, like, what just...
This has got to be easier than
Should
the
we
draw.
play
I mean, you just hit, and even if you jam it and roll into that and stay in the 8 foot, it's a steal of 1. The game's not over.
Yeah. Just worried about getting enough.
Yeah, you
to
ever
make
miss the
double.
draw, could be night-night.
Which I think the draw, it's not unreasonable to think you'd miss.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's really tough.
Maybe not. It might make it half the time, but that means the other half's not good.
Yeah, I don't like those odds. I like the odds of this a lot better.
Okay, firm.
Really, the only way you get yourself in a huge disaster here is bringing that center guard into play. Otherwise, yeah, like you said, Brent, you're probably
Catch that other one if I...
more often than not, if you're not scoring, you're only giving up a steal of 1.
Yeah, unless you hit this one really thin and throw it really hard, which I don't think she would do either of those.
No. So
Carey's
final,
good as hitter as anybody.
for sure. Final stone, Carey Einarson here. Second end, trying to get her team out of trouble.
Curl!
Ooh, you don't like to hear curl right now.
Curl! Curl! Curl!
Oh, accidental single?
Accidental single. Crowd doesn't know that that's not at all what she was trying, but it does put 1 on the board. So Carey Einarson keeps the gap close. Isabella Wrana will have the hammer when we come back.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts. It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
Pushing limits. seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
Peace of mind, confidence, and financial independence. At World Financial Group, we believe your path to any of these goals is paved by financial education. That's why our agents spend every day empowering individuals and families of all backgrounds with the knowledge to make choices that fit their goals. No matter your financial goals, WFG can help you own your future. Visit worldfinancialgroup.com to learn more.
Well, good result for Carrie Einarson on her last. Wasn't exactly the way she drew it up, but did manage to score one facing 4 Wrana counters. But got to feel pretty good if you're the Swedes here, Brent. They look very solid through the first 2 ends, and they got a 1-point lead and the hammer.
Yeah, bit of a dream start. I mean, might actually feel a little bit disappointed, like you let her off the hook there. If we had to just nosed that last one, then she would have had to make the wide draw. But then if she makes it, you're in the same boat, so... Advantage to the Swedes so far for sure, and if you're Team Einarson, you got to feel pretty fortunate. That probably feels a bit like a deuce.
Yes, I would agree.
But up one with the hammer, playing the third. Another deuce here. And Team Wrana will feel like they're in a real good spot.
She seems to be questioning herself a bit, so I think the more we can be like, yeah, like it. Yeah, we get some like...
Whoever is successful in these 4 games has a very quick turnaround for the semifinals. It happens, they alternate the men's and the women's, but they play 1 game a day all week, and then it comes to quarterfinal and semifinal Saturday, and either the men or the women this time, they play at 3, and then the next game's at 7. So they're going to get off the ice at like 5:30, and they're going to practice again at 6:40. They're going to race to the Sportsnet lounge where there's some food and try and get a snack and get back out there.
Well, and a few of these teams out here playing a tiebreaker this morning as well. Fujisawa and Tabata were both out here at 7:30 a.m. this morning. So that's you never like your 3rd game of the day to start 12 hours after your 1st game of the day started. It's a little less than ideal. I'd rather play 3 in a row if it were me.
Yeah, the hour break's almost worse than no break.
Yeah.
Just enough time to seize up.
Yeah, yeah. For us old guys, it doesn't take long anymore, but yeah, even when I played, for sure, I would have rather just always played 3 in a row. Unfortunately for Kristen Karwak, he cannot get that buried, so it's a pretty easy chase for Linda Stenlund here.
Definitely that doesn't carry that rock.
Or actually, as Linda's jacket this week said, Linda Stenlund. Added an extra L in there by accident.
Little typo.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a couple new sponsors, and so they had to get new jackets made up, and Linda's jacket, unfortunately, ended up with a superfluous L on it.
12-3 on this.
Superfluous means extra. Right.
Thank you. I kind of figured that, but no, if you just said it on its own, out of context, no idea. No, is that like superstitious?
Yeah, very similar. Very similar, yeah.
So they were just talking, Kristen, through that, I think it was the 4 rock Carrie was talking about, and said it just doesn't glide. So got it out of the skipper's hands, like to hear that. Chance for Burgess here, who I hate to say, I curled against her dad a lot. Craig, good guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Now doing a lot of coaching of some junior teams in Nova Scotia and having a lot of success doing that.
Yeah, do the Nova Scotia junior teams do well?
I've heard they're not bad.
Yeah, really good program out there. Helen Radford been involved there for a long time as well, and yeah, they've had relative to their size a lot more success than maybe you'd expect from a smaller curling province. Andrew Atherton as well, another great coach out there.
I was excited when Carly was joining the team with Jen for a number of reasons, but also because I was like, oh, well, Craig will be at a couple of events and catch up. Yeah. I think I saw him once.
He's just too busy.
Thankfully, his wife, Allie, is an absolute beauty of a person and likes to have a good time and is at all the events. So.
Yeah, her and Lauren's mom, Jen, make quite the pair on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 great families for sure. We'll wait to see what happens with Lauren Lenentine if she finds her way back into the mix this season. I'm hearing rumblings that may be happening, but stay tuned.
That'll be released on your next newsletter?
Yeah,
or
little XO.
Sounds like you know more than you're saying.
XOXO gossip curl.
XOXO.
I do know more than I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
That's often how it works when you're an insider. You can only say so many things. You know. This looks a little tight out of the hand for Carly Burgess. Kristen Karwacki trying to hold it here, but
don't roll in front of that other yellow.
Oh boy!
No, I said don't. Uh-oh.
Hey boy.
Oh no.
Ja, eller dra en till någonstans. Ja.
No risk, all reward.
Yeah, that's
here, and that's just an unfortunate result. And I don't know that I love the call anyway. Down one, and that's a pretty hard shot. What about drawing around back 8 there, back 4, and trying to get some stuff? They'd probably peel, and then maybe you can hit and roll in and work it for a blank. Easy to say now. Easy to say from up here. And easy
everything's
to say after,
easy up here,
right? Except for staying awake some days.
Yeah, that's true.
It's great if I make it. If I don't, I got to make a run double or come up.
I never made a single shot at a Tier 1 slam as a player, but as a broadcaster, buddy, I'm 100%.
I missed a million, so I knew you were better than me. I missed lots.
Well, yeah, I guess I should clarify. I didn't miss any because I didn't make any. I'm 0 for 0.
I was asking Tyler, and again, I asked Epping yesterday. I was like, how many of these have you played in? Because he'd been gone for a few years, right? Not that he was gone, but away from the slams, not qualifying. What would you guess John Epping's played in for slams?
Oh, this is really good from Maria Larsson.
That's perfect.
Perfect. What would I guess John Epping has played in for slams? So he's probably been in them since roughly like 06, 07's probably his first one. He's probably playing most of them up until a couple years ago. 70?
Yeah, good guess. So you did the math. Tyler just threw a number at the wall. Not close. I think he said 62, and Tyler said 25 or 30 or something. I'm like, maybe he didn't say 62, but no, that's.
I mean, Epping was like he was a top 5 team there for quite a while, and he was, like I said, when you're in the slams, there's 5 a year, and that's really good. Almost really, really good from Val Sweeting, but.
Yeah, John got to number 1 in the world.
Yeah, that's right.
When he had that little guy that was here earlier, the coach for Italy playing third for him, that Ryan Fry guy.
Yeah, that helps.
And then he played second for Wayne Madaw, played in a bunch of slams, won a slam at second, the Quebec City Slam. I think that's the one they won, and they had a spare, Max. Scott Bailey couldn't get out of bed. His back went on him, and that was scary. If a guy is as fit and young as Scott Bailey was then can get hurt, it could happen to any of us. So for that reason, I don't go to the gym anymore.
Don't want to risk it.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of, when you're older, it is one of the only ways you can get hurt.
Right? If I don't do anything, it's going to be hard to get hurt.
Great point. Might die earlier, but you won't be sore when you pass.
This is just kind of a dream deuce here. Like, how do you get out of this if you're Team Einarson?
You pray.
Hit and roll out is really it.
Yeah, that's a really good spot for that one from Almeida Duval.
Or you play the runner.
Okay.
Not much.
Chase.
Like a tiny piece.
I think she's just seeing if the chase double was potentially there, but I just don't know if you can risk it.
Val just told you. Yeah, Val just said I can't see much, almost none. That means I don't want to play this shot.
Oh, I don't. This runner feels aggressive to me. Wouldn't you just hit the open one right now?
Maybe they feel like 4-1's too many. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be tempted to see if you can get a roll out or even a roll closer, something you could maybe hit and roll behind the pile and be shot like that. Wrana Stone is only in the top 12. I don't know. I mean, it's great if you make it, but if you miss it, you're staring down the barrel of 3.
Sounds pretty good, though.
It does. It does. She's got 1. Now, does she have the second? No, she doesn't, but still a really good try from Val Sweeting.
Good sweep.
That's just high-quality curling right there.
Yeah,
and
really good.
At least have a chance now to set up a double and
Get it out from there.
see if Almeida can roll right back behind the corner guard and say, nice try, Val. Do it again.
Yeah.
Back it up.
Yeah, no, really good from Val. I mean, you had to hit that stone, had to make contact with the one in the 12-foot. So very nice. If you're Almeida, you don't want to go too aggressively for the roll here. have to make sure you keep this in the house and lie too.
I think a good sweeping call starting now. Sounds like it's close.
Yeah. Larson on it.
A half roll might be worse.
Okay, this roll over here.
Now there's a potential double, or at least a roll right to it.
I think I need like a...
Yeah, I just needed to roll. You can see there, Carey's going to be able to see almost all of that from the hack. So you just needed to roll another 2 feet, and then you're looking really good for 2.
Still looks like worst case it's a blank, which is not too bad.
Nope. Rachel Homan with a casual triple for 3.
I don't know why they keep leaving them those.
I don't know. I wouldn't. Just got by the center guard and makes the 3 go for fun. So they score 3 against Silvana Tirinzoni.
You and I would just leave her open hits for 3, eh? Never get her in that much trouble.
Yep.
I don't know how these teams are getting 3 in the house against her.
Yeah.
This could roll right to a freeze, and
oh, this sounds like the guard might be in play here.
Sure does.
Just gets by. Now, how much roll do you have? Not enough, but good sweep from Karwacki. That was absolutely flirting with that corner guard, which would have been death.
I think I would just play the nose hit now. Very difficult double. I mean, if you could roll right to me as broom,
Nice throw.
that would be good. But right on the nose, be a slash double, a tough one. That's an automatic throw through blank if she makes it, and a draw to the paint if she doesn't. So,
yeah. I agree. And another sort of textbook end here from Isabella Wrana have really not been in trouble at any point in this game so far.
Yeah, I got 10-7. Okay.
yeah, clinical even, like no mistakes and taking advantage of opportunities. The shot in the first, and then a nice double in the second from Isabella. I'm pretty happy if my skip's playing this good early. My plan now is to just tell her how good she's playing.
Yep. Larson on this right out of the hand, though. Don't want to roll anywhere into the inside. Perfect.
She's just been really close on everything.
Yeah, really good. And that's, you know, I think we've watched a lot of Team Wrana so far this year, and consistency has been a bit of their issue. They've kind of had one of those things where it's like 2 of them are playing good one game and 2 of them are not playing so good, and you know, they just haven't been able to kind of put it together up and down the lineup, but they've absolutely been feeling it here this week, and they've been rock solid through 3 here.
I would say that's probably the biggest difference between the best and maybe the next level is they're all capable.
Yep.
But the best teams in the world, just all 4 of them put it together on a regular basis.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd 100% agree with you. So for Carey Einarson, going to chase the slash here. No real reason not to. Very high degree of difficulty. Trying to secure the blank.
Maybe could save her shooter on the side red. Sneaky.
Yeah, could be. Sounds close. Sounds close. Does she have it? Yes, she does. And saves the shooter. What a shot from Carey Einarson. Absolutely fantastic. Sometimes when your team doesn't have it so far through the game, you just need your skip to make a big one. And she does there. What a shot from Carey Einarson.
Really good finish at the end for Team Einarson. Val with that must-make run back to save from the auto deuce and maybe a 3. And then Carey with the big double. So,
and this isn't a free blank. That corner guard is in play here. So this won't be a walk in the park for Isabella. Final stone. She's feeling it. Didn't even think about getting close to that corner guard. Great shot from Isabella. Even better one from Carey right before. The score will stay the same. We'll be right back.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Goldline's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms?
Light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And is the choice of champions.
There's a place where the world's best curling not only lives, it rocks. Download the new Grand Slam of Curling app and live stream all the action. Get exclusive content, stats, merch, and more. Let's rock.
Well, a great end from both skips there. Carrie Einarson making a very difficult 6-foot slash across the house to secure the blank. Isabella Wrana, though, had to flirt with a corner guard to get it. She does indeed. We put a couple zeros up on the board, and now, as we know, the hammer will flip after this end if Wrana were to blank it. So we'll see if that changes the strategy here for Team Einarson at all. Normally, we have seen teams in this situation coming off of a blank end throw the first one in the house, so it seems like the strategy not going to change for Carrie too much. And I tend not to blame her here. I think with your opponents playing this well, you do want to put some pressure on them. Don't just want to give them an easy one that might turn into a 2.
When they're throwing a winger, even better.
Nära.
15-1.
You need this one to stop.
Like another guard.
And that's pretty much the first blink we've seen from Team Wrana here as Linda Stenlund puts that one into the house. You heard Val say 15-1, which we have heard that, 14.75 to 15 is potential T-line weight.
Yeah, try and bite the line.
So just a little heavy probably for Linda Stenlund out of the hand. She heard Carrie say likes another guard here. So again, knowing that Isabella has to take one here, I am at least a little bit surprised that they're throwing another guard. You could just hit that one and kind of figure that maybe they'll take one with their last.
Touch the line, though. Just a little. Yep.
Good. Beauty. Nice pair.
Double guard up for Kristen Karwacki.
Exactly what I was thinking.
If you are in the Southern Ontario, the Greater Toronto area, why don't you join us? Still tickets available for tonight's semifinals and tomorrow's finals here at the Sleeman Center. Very limited tickets are available, but you can find them by heading to ticketmaster.ca or thegrandslamofcurling.com.
I was going to propose in our meeting, but I didn't think we had time to bite both sides of the line.
Draw around everything for Linda, and unfortunately on this one she comes up a little bit light. So not a great start from Linda Stenlund there.
It is in the rings, they confirmed.
It is, yes. So they are lying 2. That does help a little bit.
Would like both those 5 feet further in the house, though.
Well, for Linda's first one, they were trying to throw the corner guard,
Yeah.
and slipped in. And then that one, yes, you would have loved to be about 5 feet heavier.
Yeah.
Over on sheet B, Satsuki Fujisawa maybe feeling the 6 a.m. wake up this morning. They're down 4-0 to Eunjung Kim. Kim only playing with 3 this weekend too, so maybe following in Brad Guju's footsteps, trying to win a big tournament with only 3 players. I think Nicholas Adine may have done that as well. I think, didn't they win a slam with 3?
Yeah, without Nick.
Without Nick, yeah.
In some ways, it can be an advantage. Throwing 3 rocks an end, I can tell you, makes it easier to have draw weight all the time.
Yeah.
With the way we sweep now, you're not losing a huge amount without having the extra sweeper. But if I'm going to lose somebody, I want to trade my lead or second, not my skip.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Just helps when you have Oscar Eriksson at third, who's one of the best curlers of all time. It's that helps.
I think he could skip at any time, and sometimes I think maybe he thinks he should.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's wrong.
Won the world silver in 2015 at age 22 or whatever he was. So, won a world university championship as well, a world junior as a skip. And I think if Nicholas retires after this quad, which is likely given the number of surgeries he's had and his relative age. I think we may see Oscar going back to the skip position.
He's still going.
Carly Burgess made a great hit and roll on her first one, trying to guard it up now. This is over curling.
Well, make them even. Yep.
You don't want to set up a double peel here, but also the yellow's open, so there's some options here for Maria Larsson.
Can't blank. Keep that in mind, right?
Yep, for sure.
It's the new rule this week we're trying out. If you blank 2 ends in a row, you lose the hammer. So
I think so.
Yeah, because you can't run that and sit too. So
it looks like the double peel here.
Yeah. Like real thin?
I think so. He only gets one.
Yeah. I didn't think that was hardly
Yeah,
there, but
might not have been
they didn't
there,
seem very, like, normally on a double peel when you got to make a line call, they're a little more.
Yeah,
that was
no.
just like a ho-hum.
No, yeah, it obviously wasn't there. Just the angle we were at, it looked like
Yeah,
it
it
was
did look
maybe
like
more
it.
possible. In the broadcast booth here at the Sleeman Center.
Interesting kind of cat and mouse situation here. Who's going to make the first move? Carrie just kind of continually just looks to me like she's just kind of guarding the button. I heard her say to Val, or it might have been Kristen that was back there, you know, she can't run that yellow in lie 2. So if we have 2 centers and she even just hits it in lies 1, we just go to the button.
Yep. Line's perfect.
That's what I heard anyway, but I mean, Jennifer be the first to tell you, I don't always understand what's said.
Right to my broom. Please. Line's good. Wait only. Yep.
Finish a little.
So they're not really worried about guarding that yellow.
Hey, car.
No.
I could be going after the red double peel, and then probably Carrie's going to peel the yellow one, and then you're going to have a blank. But you can't blank.
But you can't blank, yeah.
You're going to take 1 and go up 2 after 4. That's pretty good.
I'd be fine with that. It looks like they are going to leave the guards here and try this.
That's the one thing I wouldn't do.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
Yeah, and I thought I used it on, had lots of spin. It still gets there.
Make a good shot here, and you're 1 buried, but it's only full 12. Carrie is telling you by her strategy that they are going to the button next.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you got to make this one.
It's not an easy shot either.
No.
It's just not a great result if it is made. So
Leaned up.
got a Janet.
Well, at least they move it far enough to be second shot. Oh, and actually out, yeah. Pretty close to out. No, I think it's still in. Just biting at the back.
Which only really matters if you're blanking, so.
Yeah, exactly, which you can't, so.
But now you can see the problem. There's 3 center guards, basically, and Carrie's giggling. She took the bait. That's what she's saying.
Yeah, no, I think you're right that there is never any intention of guarding that yellow one.
Line's good.
Wide, but I think line's okay.
Wait only.
Wait only, a little bit of room.
Go distance.
Line's good.
Get this in there for a shot that's not chaseable.
Straight.
Sounds pretty good.
Straight, Kristen.
Yeah, it looks really close.
Hard. Keep going.
Val Sweeting, very good game so far.
Your 4 is for sure pink. I got the exact same split on Kristen.
Lost it a bit. Would have loved that one on the button, I would think.
Mm-hmm. So Isabella asking Almeida to peel this guard and maybe you get lucky and tap your yellow into the rings.
Oh. 14 Wrana.
Late curl, late, but it gets there.
Well, they did hit the other yellow, but hit it a little too hard. But still a good shot from Almeida Duval.
Looked like that's kind of where you had to hit it, though, because it went straight through the rings. And straight guard, and then you think Isabella, I think she has to draw on her first one. What do you think, John?
I think so, yeah. I mean, you got to try to score 2 here, right? Any other call you make is you're probably conceding the force. So, yeah, I think so.
Halfway.
When we saw in the first end, Isabella's not afraid to make a draw in these situations. So, yeah, I like it.
Speed's nice.
Yeah, if I was Carey, I'd almost be tempted to draw another one in there myself. The problem is you might set up a double.
Yeah, it looks like a good chance to go in, turn, draw to the button, eh? Maybe even back four, but you're right. The red double might be there.
That's probably what she was concerned about. I'm in Guelph.
I'm awaiting my instructions from my skipper third.
Exactly.
There's all kinds of that. Not drawn now. Nose double.
Yeah. Jeez, that's really too bad for Carey. Really a perfect end from the team up until then. Just been that first rock for Carey. I think she did swap it out.
She did. Kristen threw it last end, and I assume kept it this end.
But still, there's just something going on with Carey in the first stone of the end. She's made some really good last stones of the end, but yeah, that one's 6 to 8 feet too heavy and gives Wrana a chance to maybe set up a 2 here.
Did not think that was top 12.
No.
Well, apparently they didn't either. They swept it the whole way.
Both heads down, yeah.
Right on the nose. The good news for Carey, probably going to leave an easy double back, and you'll have the fourth. Isabel has to make this double. She's been really close on every hit, made really every hit. Already made a double in this spot, actually. This looks pretty good.
Has to go far enough. Needs to go far enough. Oh, I think it did. It's, well, tough to tell from our angle.
Maybe not quite. The good news is that yellow is still fairly usable. Carey would have to go to the intern side, which she hasn't thrown yet.
Yeah, anywhere from like...
Tell us, Carey, whose shot? I think it's red.
For third, I think it might be worth it.
For second, you mean?
Yeah. Anywhere from like here to here. Which is good.
Yeah. If we rip that, though,
she'll just draw for one.
Draw for one.
That's good, though. I think the draw's the play. There's no runbacks on the yellows if you play the intern draw, and this is a pretty juicy chance to get back to even.
The double never jams, but...
No, it doesn't jam.
This spot?
Yeah. LSD.
I like the draw.
I'm good with both.
Do you guys like this? Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, if they're second, you definitely like it.
Little fresher here. So that's what I was giving for Kristen's guard.
So, yeah, that was a bit of a mistake on Isabella's last one.
Should be pretty close, eh?
I was thinking
just a bad line call, right? Just a little unlucky. Needs to curl nothing. Like that has to go another inch.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, definitely a little unlucky, but probably something that could have been managed with the sweeping and would change the shape of this shot for Carey.
What do you guys think for speed here? Okay.
Carey's still not.
I'd like to be like back button.
Back
Even
button?
like T-line's fine. Like, make sure it's just lost though.
As long as it's not chaseable, yeah. Carey's still not 100% sure about draw weight. Rock issue early, and then just puts that little doubt in her mind.
Last stone for Carey Einarson here in the fourth end.
Yes. Mike, roll that.
Hearing back 8 from Carly Burgess. It's probably fine as long as you're buried, but oh my, you got to get by this yellow guard here. Yellow stone. This is closing in on that top yellow. Can you get it by? Yes, they can. A hair deep, but pretty darn good from Carey Einarson. Great sweep from Karwacki.
Swept it far enough that run back for 2's there. Not going to take it on, though.
Good judge.
I'd be tempted.
I like it. Just like a heavy hack, and if you tick the yellow, it's a steal of 1.
Well,
but
I thought it was stopping like top 4.
Spot, you know you can hold it.
I guess you'd be nervous if you're throwing a bunch of... I guess you just would never throw a bunch of weight.
Just throw like a board or heavy hack, and you're never going to double them off.
I'm surprised team never really looked at it or talked about it. So
if this was an automatic draw, sure, but it's not.
Yeah, maybe after
that really came off. They were saying back 8, and they had to drill it to get it by, and it only went back button.
I was like, fuck, Val, you said less ice. Better get
could be
by.
tough. So final stone here for Isabella Wrana. Trying to take control into the second half of the game, needs almost full button.
Early, but worked out.
I think this will always curl and come off, judging by what happened to Carey's shot. So
yeah, I think it's a good read by Linda to be on it pretty much out of the hand.
Curl and come off.
Yes, it does. It's a little heavy. Will it stop in time? Yes, it will. So a really good shot there from Isabella Wrana, well managed by Stenlund and Larsson, and it will be a 1-point lead for Wrana. We're going to take a 3-minute break when we'll be back after that.
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call, we're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mice, eat locally, enjoy casual.
Peace of mind, confidence, and financial independence. At World Financial Group, we believe your path to any of these goals is paved by financial education. That's why our agents spend every day empowering individuals and families of all backgrounds with the knowledge to make choices that fit their goals. No matter your financial goals, WFG can help you own your future. Visit worldfinancialgroup.com to learn more.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Goldline's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a Goldline.
It's a Goldline. It's a Goldline.
And is the choice of champions.
There's a place where the world's best curling not only lives, it rocks. Download the new Grand Slam of Curling app and live stream all the action. Get exclusive content, stats, merch, and more. Let's rock.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on,
every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance, pushing limits,
seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a Goldline. It's a Goldline.
It's a Goldline.
And it's the choice of champions.
Hello, curling fans, and welcome back inside the Sleeman Center here in Guelph, Ontario, home of the WFG Masters. This is women's quarterfinal action between Team Isabella Wrana and Team Carey Einarson. Wrana leading 3-1 after 4. Einarson with the hammer here, and Brent, a pretty well-played game from both teams, but fair to say Wrana's just had the slight edge so far.
Yeah, it really goes back to the first end for sure, but the first 3 ends, they kind of... Carey didn't have them in any trouble. Had them in a little bit of trouble there, but Isabella came up with a really good shot on her last. And time for Team Einarson to turn the tables and apply some pressure to Team Wrana and give them some tough finesse shots or tough runbacks and get one buried early here that they can't chase. As they're looking for a deuce to tie this game up heading to 6. Got the rocks figured out now, I think. Skipper with a good draw. This could be the turnaround end, or it could be the one where Isabella just snuffs it out once and for all.
Yeah, big fifth end here now.
Tight linje! Topp 8, topp 4. Ligger bra. Wow, 10. Ser lång ut. Topp 4, 10. Topp 4. Okej. Amidas. Topp
14 on this wide one here. 14.
Nothing yet at all from Deval and Larsson.
Brooms off.
That's pretty good from Linda Stenlund, just maybe not quite as buried as they would have liked.
This is where a lot of teams will go straight around the corner, but nothing wrong with this. Can use that later.
Yeah, it seems like Carey's been preferring play to the middle for most of the game here.
Ja, jag hade 24. Och så 13-8. Ja. Jo.
Line's good. Line's good. Line's good.
A little for line.
Get this one frozen right on the nose. You can bump it. It's really a line shot as long as you're to it and stay on the nose of it. And Wrana's going to just freeze one down in there and start stacking stuff in the middle. Eventually, Carey may have to blow it up by running back that guard. Pretty good.
Yeah, nice shot there from Kristen Karwacki. An update for you in the Anna Hasselborg Momoha Tabata game. Big steal of 2 for Hasselborg.
A little controversy on the last one. I only saw the conversation afterwards, and I'm going to say that it must have been a heavy draw against, and there was some questionable sweeping. I saw Anna giving some tips on how to finish her stroke.
Ah, yes, yes.
Away from the stone.
Yeah, I think a lot of people who watch curling, Anna, very affable, very nice person to be around, but also one of the most competitive players on tour, and has no trouble expressing her feelings if rules are being violated or things are not going in a way that she feels is proper. That one just gets by for Larsson.
Might lie 2 here.
It's not
quite.
In any event, Hasselborg leading that one 5-2. Sorry, Brent.
No, all good. Freeze another one in there. Chance for Carey now if Carly can get this one frozen on the inside of the red. Neither red will be removable. I'm not even sure what Isabella will call. This needs to be made first.
Easy line. Curl. Curl. Ja, det är 40-15. Low distance now.
So short.
Yep. Hard now. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Good sweep from Val and Kristen, but does end up short. Not a horrible spot for that,
15.
but not ideal. Allows Team Wrana to do this.
Är det clearing eller?
Get a little inside and really start to stack things up in the middle.
Tough shot, though. I mean, has to get low. The nose is no good. Other option is just kind of draw down to that yellow one again if you chipped off the red. But this is a better result, just a harder shot.
Marginalen under garden.
Just looked a little tight out of the hand from Maria Larsson. Deval trying to hold this. Got to get by that center. Oh, and they will not. That's a big miss.
Probably saw what I saw, and anything on the high side was disaster, but that's not much better. If anything, it might be worse.
I'd love if you could hit and roll on top of our
Yeah,
red.
you might be able to get rid of both yellows now.
Don't we just leave a double back?
I don't know. Can you play, Bob? We might not kill any. I don't hate that.
Yeah, can we do
Val
that?
wanted it right away.
It's tight, but
that'd be
it's
money.
That's tight for sure. Harley will need to miss this top red by not a whole lot, and they're throwing the out turn at it as well, so that's tricky. See if Burgess is up to the task here. Indicating it's a little heavy out of her hand.
Making a move, though.
Yeah, it's curling. So will not get the roll, but does sit right there, and I think that's a pretty good result.
They just left a pocket double back if they need the double.
Then I'll do the back.
Double the top two, maybe? Not quite. Got the same shot, hit and roll in between, so at least there's a sandwiched yellow in there. Might throw this hard and just tick, tick. I think that's going to give you a good result, though.
It didn't look bad. So, you knew.
Just not a good situation here for your yellow.
No, yeah, there's not really a lot of great options. I agree with you.
Yeah, I really like that. Even if you make the double, which is really hard, they just throw a rocket down the middle and like probably
maybe just nose
clear it
this.
all out.
Trying the in turn with some speed, I think, the tick double. This protects against the big end if you make it.
And how good's that? Really nice from Almeida Duval.
Just draw and leave that for now.
That was not easy. That was quite thin.
I wouldn't draw there. I would draw around the corner guard. I know it's through a hole, but maybe wide around. This just looks like you're drawing. If this is a rock too high in any open, there's going to be a double. And if it's a rock or two too far, there's going to be a double. Almost just sweep this to the back eight. Get as much curl as you can and much separation.
Max.
Line's good.
Call's great. If you make it perfect, it's awesome.
Nothing at all yet from Burgess and Karwacki. Kristen now trying to bring it over here. Certainly a little deeper than they would have wanted it.
All the way back.
Oh, not there. Not there, John. Not there.
Not there?
It's not the spot.
No? No. Okay.
14-3.
I mean, we'll see. Maybe it is a good spot. It depends, but if this shot is made, then not there.
It's a problem. Yeah, it's a problem.
It did. So, not the lightning through that path.
Yeah, it's not the easiest port here for Duval to get through, but definitely if you can freeze on top of it, it would cure a lot of ills.
Jumping on it right away.
Yeah, and if we remember back to Val's, there was almost no sweeping, so I'd be a little concerned about this. The weight looks close, but it does need to curl. Linda trying to bring this over.
Really need to yan at this one.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Okay.
Well, it could have rolled another 6 inches and then it would have been an absolute disaster. So at least from that perspective, it's not terrible, but still not very good.
Do I hit, if I hit
Unfortunately for Duval there.
Yeah, I think Val should come have a look at this. Did you ever just kind of make the yellow double?
That was my thought. Can you make it?
You can. It's going to probably touch your red, but like the back red.
To, like, remove one.
Shooter's going to roll probably to leave a double, but the red, all the reds I think will stay.
Like you have to get right to nose. We might just leave a triple.
Okay.
Like if we sit right here,
okay,
it's not bad, I think.
Okay. Okay. I think it's gonna be quicker than where I just threw, so I gotta throw less. I agree. Just freeze ours. Yeah.
So did they decide on the freeze here, Brent?
They did, yeah.
That's what I thought as well.
You guys were going to center.
Straight freeze on the red. It will be 5th shot. They're not too worried about that yet. The next shot that I'd be worried about would be like a little bump on that yellow one that
Max.
Line's good.
You need to just through and just kind of spread things around and maybe leave it in a spot where you can't get it out.
Yeah.
But it will come with a lot of risk.
This is curling.
This can bump as long as the line's good.
Now this is curling. But maybe you get a little friendly rub off that yellow.
Which seems good, but I don't think that's good at all.
No, I don't think that's good either.
Yeah, like, I think I need it into the 12.
I don't think they think it's good. Carrie did say, oh, shoot, as soon as it overrolled. And this is exactly what you said, Brent. If Bella can just tap this onto the face of that red.
I think this is a draw shot. I know you're like, they got a lot of reds in here. Maybe we should hit something, but freeze bump it right to there. And you've got her in big trouble. Like, no way for her to get it out. Even if you froze on the nose of the yellow and then did it on your next one, like,
yep.
This is, I'm not sure I love that call. It was a weird situation, like, no automatic calls. Something funny's happening in the booth back there.
Yeah.
Nobody is supposed to have more fun than us.
I know, what the hell?
It's because the real boss is here. Jen Shell's here. I'm telling you that. So same kind of shot, like a back forefoot, right on the nose, bump it into frozen. If they don't move anything, Carrie's going to need dynamite to get it out.
So she's just tapping them a little bit? I think so, trying to stay.
Well, they invented dynamite in Sweden, so I don't like Carrie's chances.
Probably not going to sell her any.
No, probably not. Although Danielle Inglis might have some with her.
Yeah, shoot, sorry, I thought you were said.
Lost your parts?
Cars and pistons. So
Hello.
Hello. There he is.
Yeah. Danielle Inglis might have some. I believe they're sponsored by I Love Explosives or whatever.
This is light.
This is way light.
I like the cross.
If it freezes on the right angle, it's good enough. Needs the right line more than it needs the right weight, though. Don't kill the line with...
Oh, pretty good.
Pretty okay.
Pretty good, yep. Good sweep from Linda Stenlund there.
Maybe could have let that go a little bit early and not, but...
Yeah, weight was perfect.
It actually was. Turns out it's hard to judge from the booth.
I always find the side of the sheet so hard.
Yeah.
We're so used to either being at ice level or being behind the sheet. And when you're up here and you're at the side of it, it's so tough to tell.
So what are we doing here? Just smash this on the nose and tick everything, like kill the two yellows that we can see, spring the yellow on the button off the back red one. Hard and on the nose or a hair high even. Something good happened for a Canadian team. That's what that means.
I think it's Rachel Holman draw for one, I believe.
Well, there is only one other Canadian team out there.
Yeah. 7/8 high. Try and at least kill two yellows in the middle there.
7/8 high, Carrie says.
Draw for two for Rachel, rather. So they now lead Tirinzoni 5-2. Yeah, we know Carrie can throw the high hard one as well. See how many of these lemons she can get moving here.
If the game's ended now, none of the people who picked their opponent are going to lose. Come on.
Doesn't make the draw very fun.
Turns out the teams that get to pick are the best teams. We should switch that next time. This is close.
Uh-oh.
Nope. No.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not a fan of that.
Oh, no. That looked like they hit it pretty close to where they wanted to, too.
I don't think they knew they wanted to hit it thicker and come off the other yellow to get some spin on that one.
Oh, boy.
They kind of picked their red off the frozen one. I don't know if we can get a replay there, but maybe we don't want one because I could be dead wrong. I think that's what happened. This is can't score if you take away that port for the double for 4.
Yeah, they're kind of looking at hitting. I sort of get that instinct because there is 3 reds in there, but I don't know how much it helps you.
Could come right in there and bump him around, but I think you're just looking at a guard here.
All right, so they're going to call a timeout here. Coach Vincent Stenberg.
Try it in Swedish.
Wow, Bella just screaming up to the broadcast booth here for a timeout. Love that.
Yeah.
So part-time commentator, full-time coach Vincent Stenberg. will come out to have a chat with Team Wrana.
I hear he's not welcome back because he's too professional.
Too handsome as well.
Yeah, we don't want to get that, actually.
Bit of a problem.
So right now, Carrie would play the nose double. They're not going to speak in English for us, are they?
No.
So we're going to have to guess. But that's what Carrie would play right now if she didn't shoot. So we can't leave her that. We know that. If we threw a guard, what would Carrie play? She might run the guard in and then make the triple, which Carrie's pretty good at. And that would be 3, and that would be bad. I think they're going to end up drawing right in there, and I think that's what I like too. Even if you bump into your yellows.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Might even be better.
Might be. Out-count those reds. If you're walking it down, you probably want it just about half buried. Top 8 foot, maybe 4th shot, 3rd shot. Make sure the miss is over buried though. Even if it over curls, John, is there room by the guard that she could make a double, like if you drew beside the top button one? I don't think so, with any speed. No, it's kind of edge on edge. So
yeah, I don't think so.
Throw T-line weight through there, and I think a lot of good things are going to happen.
Yeah, even if you're throwing T-line and you get it a little wide, you can even come in off that red one's not terrible either.
Yep.
Honestly, even clicking the guard wouldn't be terrible as long as you stayed there and you didn't open up a hole. There's lots of good things that could happen here.
Look where the broom is.
It's not a lot of ice. They do like to throw a little more rotation though.
Yeah, they throw it pretty in out, as we would say, a big set. And she just threw this spot.
Yep. So final stone for Isabella Wrana, given a bit of a gift from Carrie Einarson, and we'll see if she can put a bow on it here.
I think it's there right now.
Just looking for a freeze or small tap on the 2 she's already counting. Larsson on this out of the hand. This definitely has weight.
They're saying it's Forte. That's heavy, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's heavy.
You need to get to the nose so you don't kill this thing. Oh, this is going to be pretty good.
I'd say that's very good.
It's a little bit of all right. That's really good, I think. I mean,
yeah, that was a little more weight than they wanted, but I actually think that's kind of a better result.
Oh, maybe you can make this squirt through the hole from that angle, though. Ooh. Right on the nose with the rocket.
I don't know.
If I'm red, I'm worried. If I'm yellow, I'm also worried. Or sorry, if I'm red, I'm worried about giving up a big steal, but I think that might be there.
Maybe. I think you're more likely to miss the yellow on the right.
Yeah, and if you miss it, does it go through still, though?
Yeah,
the other one's lower.
Steal a 1.
Get right to the nose.
4 red, get ready for an eruption.
This would be crazy. I mean, if she makes this, it would be crazy.
I don't know if it squeezes
Did she?
through.
Yeah, I don't know if it does either. It's so hard to tell from the camera, but this is probably all Carrie has.
You can't hit the top one first or it doesn't go through. If you just miss it, I think it goes through. Oh, it definitely does. Right in the nose with a rocket and get this place bumping, Carrie.
Wow. All right, here we go. Carrie Einarson has a potential triple for 4. Final stone.
Got the weight right.
Nothing yet from the sweepers. Nothing yet from the sweepers. Does she have it through the hole? No, she doesn't. Really tough shot for Carrie Einarson. Does not come off. Isabella Wrana steals 1.
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call, we're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mice, eat locally, enjoy casual.
Welcome back inside the Sleeman Center. Brent Lang here and John Cullen taking a quick break because we've got a special guest.
I think he went to the bathroom.
Could be. I don't know. Some guy off the street wandered in. I think he's got no experience in radio, media, or anything.
Zero.
I believe his name is Dean Blundell.
Yeah.
Is that close?
It is, Langer. I just met you, and I'm short-forming your name. I'm already calling you Langer.
Well, inside of curling arenas, that's really my name.
Is it really? So, like, if someone calls you Brent, do you answer to that?
Kind of strange. Yeah, if it's usually just like fans the odd time, but they're usually saying, Brent, where's your wife?
This is what I wanted to ask you, because I knew I was going to do this with you, because Nick was like, hey, I need you to go and pop on the microphone. Okay. John has to go to the bathroom. You've been relegated to the bathroom fill-in position for the broadcast. Who's a better curler overall? Jennifer Jones, Rachel Homan. And I know you're married to one of them, but give me right now the best female curler in the history of curling, Jennifer Jones or Rachel Homan. You need to pick right now.
I think right now it's still Jennifer Jones, but I think before Rachel's done, I'm not going to be able to say that anymore. Is that
you don't
fair?
think so?
I don't think
dude,
so.
but still, because I think Jennifer was like this. She's this legendary curling figure, right?
And that's good though. That's what happens. Somebody takes a game to a new level, and then some young kid sees it and says, "I'm going to do better than that." And that's what Rachel is aspiring to. And actually, they've become better friends now that they don't have to compete against each other. And I think Jen is cheering for Rachel to do that. But what she's doing right now in women's curling, it's not just her, it's her whole team.
Yeah.
But they're dominant, and I don't think there's much doubt that, it's hard to do what either of them have done in their careers, but I think that, eventually it's probably going to be Rachel.
I don't know, I disagree. I think it's going to be Jennifer.
I hope so too, and I hope Jen never hears this, but thanks for asking.
No, I was just pulling your leg. We're watching the Einarson Wrana match here. Do you call it a match? You see,
you can call it a match, a game.
A game. You call it a game. I have been blown away not only by the crowd that since I've come here, I have been blown away by the shot making. And I'm a curling guy in as much as I understand the physics of curling. I was explaining it to my partner when we were coming. I'm like, you don't understand that. Like, it's 150 feet on ice, 44 pounds of rock, and it's within a whisker to take out 4 different stones just to score one. Like, you don't understand how difficult this sport is. And she's like, can you stop telling me about this? Can you stop telling me how hard this sport is?
Just show me already.
Can you
I'm
just
sure it's
shut
easy.
up, she said to me. And I'm like, no. But it's been truly amazing. I have never in my life seen something so well put together in terms of an event when it comes to curling, and not just the Grand Slam of curling and what the group has done here, but the level of competition, the shot making that I've seen over the last hour and a half has been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, you can't beat it. We're not blowing smoke when we say this is the best curling you're ever going to see anywhere in the world. It's the best 16 men and best 16 ladies teams. And there's just nowhere else that's best on best like this. World Championships, you don't get it. Briars, Scotties, Europeans, all those things, you don't get it. This is the only place where all of the top teams come. It's the best ice conditions, turning into the most fun events, ever, and it's all about just showcasing the sport. So it's pretty awesome, and the curling this week has been exceptional.
Yeah, it has been. I think when you get best on best, it always is. Can we talk about Einarson Wrana for a second?
Yeah.
Carrie's down a couple. What are we doing here?
She is. She needs to take some risks here. She's throwing up the 2 corner guards, and the Swedish ladies came to play today, and Carrie and the girls haven't played poorly by any means, but Isabella has been clutch. And
she was clutch yesterday against Rachel, too, wasn't she?
She is. She's a great player, and she was knocking on the door a long time before she was let in by Anna Hasselberg, right? And it's kind of tough to break out from that when you're in Sweden and you don't get to go to the World Championships because you keep running into it. At that time, Anna was the best team in the world. And but they've won a Grand Slam. They won the Players' Championship. They made it to the final of the Players' Championship. They've beaten Anna a bunch of times now, and they're ready for a big breakthrough season. It's not going to be this year. They've had a bit of a struggle, but it's going to be soon.
Yeah, and you know what? It's interesting because you talk about Rachel, but you can put Carrie in that same sort of league, right? Carrie has had some incredible success. You've got 2 incredible Canadian teams in the mix against the Swiss team and against the Swedish team. And Carrie's no slouch either. She has been incredible over the course of her career in as much as I understand the women's game. And the women's game is actually, I find it more entertaining to watch because it's anybody's game if you're not, on Team Holman at the moment.
And I think that's fair. And I've I've watched a lot of women's curling over the last, 10 or 12 years, following Jen around and, at the Scotties and the Slams and everything else.
Do you really follow her around?
Follow her around like a lost puppy. Yeah.
That's kind of nice that you do that.
No, that's
do you
exactly
carry things?
what she's told me to say that when I describe
So you follow me around, pick up my things?
Be honest. Tell them how we operate. But it's a very entertaining game. Not that the men's isn't, but it's the men's and the women's is, getting to the point where there's a perfect example. That shot's made all the time in men's, but don't look now. It's starting to be made all the time in women's as well. And that's a big game changer. As the players get better, I don't want to say the game gets more boring, but it almost gets a little bit more predictable. Yeah, it's entertaining as hell, don't get me wrong, but it is more predictable. Without mistakes, curling gets very predictable.
Well, it's like watching golf, right? Like you see your favorite golfer skull a shot out of the sand trap.
Feels nice,
right? And you're like, oh, you're just like me. And when you see someone whiff, I know the Grand Slam of Curling's big on pointing out failure because it's just part of the actual. Right. You're just like, hey, dude, this is the whiff of the week. It makes you feel good. It must as a curler. Like you guys don't miss. You're that good. You've been doing this your whole life. Did you have to get up for like 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning to go to curling practice like hockey players
Some
did?
people do for sure. I know Jennifer did that. I mean, she was working as a lawyer, and that was when she practiced. She'd go practice from like 5:30 to 6:30, or maybe
Seriously?
sneak out on her lunch hour. It depends. The athletes now don't do that as much because they're.
Do you know how motivated you have to be a lawyer and go, you know what, I'm gonna crush some documents for like 6 hours in the morning, and then I'm gonna go stretch my hammies out and throw some rocks in the afternoon for an hour, and then go back to work to do it. That's what I love about these people, though, Langer. It's not you.
That's
it's not me
Jen's
either.
An exceptional case. Studying for her to do the bar, in the bathtub when she's sharing a room with 3 other girls that are sleeping, getting ready for the game in the morning. She's got some blankets and a pillow in the bathtub with the lights on, studying. And
did she really do that?
That's before my time, but knowing what I know, yeah, she did. For sure she did.
You sure she's not making that up?
I'm
sure
pretty
she wasn't making that up.
That's hard to even think of, let alone make up. But
that's why we're in broadcasting, Langer, because we don't do those things.
I don't. That's why I'm up here now. I can't keep up with these players now, and I don't think that's embarrassing to say. The game is just getting better and better and better, and it's fun to still be a part of it and watch it, and I get to judge all these people now. Pretend like I could
judge
do what
from
they do.
up here.
Yeah,
you get to judge them from up top.
Yeah.
Which is what I really like.
That's where I belong.
And you know what's really good about this too, Langer? I'm sorry, I'm using the short form of your name. I just met you today.
It's all good.
But you know what I really love about this sport specifically is the group here, the curling group, the Grand Slam of Curling, the broadcasters like yourself. Everybody has a cocktail in their hand at some point. In the
Sometimes, right? It's supposed to be fun. I mean, we're professional. We're doing a job here, but we're also making it known that one of the things that not curling has hidden over the years, but it's a social sport. It's fun, right? And it doesn't mean you have to have a cocktail, but if you want to, you go to the Jackpot City Casino. There's a bar just down the hall here in the suite level. And
may have been there.
No different than going to a hockey game. I mean, would you go to a hockey game and not get a drink? I wouldn't.
No, but you know what I love about curling, too? Because I grew up in Rosetown, Saskatchewan. I don't know if you're... Where
that
are you from originally?
Explains a lot.
Yeah, there you go.
Meaford, Ontario. Probably very similar to Rosetown.
Yeah, 3,600 people.
44.
44, okay. So you had a curling rink in the town, right?
Of course.
And we used to host these Bonspiels, and I would be there, and I was telling Nick from Grand Slam, I'm like, dude, like my history of curling, I've associated nothing but drinking and smoking with curling, right?
That's what it used to be.
Did you remember back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
And no one wants to
Ashtrays
talk
on
about
the
how
ice.
much. The skip would get back after throwing his rock, and he'd go and grab his smoke, which was still in the actual ashtray, and he'd have a puff.
Guys would throw with the dart in their mouth.
They would throw
it.
it.
It's a true story. Absolute true story. There's lots of pictures of it. I'm not speaking out of school here.
I want to find a Briar picture where a guy's got a heater in there.
Oh, for sure.
And he's crushing a Ryan diet.
Yeah. That's the game though. But so what brings you here this week, Dean? Obviously, sounds like you've met Nick Sulsky, which once you meet him, you never forget him. We know
You're
that.
never the same.
Yeah.
You're never the same. It's like visiting one of the 7 wonders of the world. That's Nick. If you spend some time with Nick, it's like he's one of the 7 wonders of the world. I'm looking at him now, and he's like, "Please don't talk about me."
I thought Andre
Please
the
be
Giant
quiet.
was the 8th wonder of the world, Nick.
No, Nick's
taken over?
8.5.
Okay.
You know what brought me here is that I have been a fan of curling for a long time, and the evolution of curling, as I've watched the group here at the Grand Slam of Curling kind of turn this into an event, and it's not just an event, but they're bringing these, think about this for a second. In a lot of cases, like the Rachels or the Carries, these teams from around the world, the very best curlers in the world, men's and women's, the best in the world together. And they're not just introducing, some excitement to the sport that I believe has been, it's got an opportunity. I think curling has an incredible opportunity when you can breathe life into something that is as culturally impactful around the world as curling is and has not been talked about enough in terms of being able to grow the sport. Like the footprint of curling, and we know this, we know curling is the most watched Olympic sport both in the summer and in the winter. It gets more attention in terms of global audience than any sport in the Olympics. So for the guys like you, guys from the Grand Slam of curling that have come along and said, let's inject some life into this. Let's bring some people to this sport that otherwise wouldn't want to watch this sport. And I am fascinated by that as a business person. So part of my broadcasting career, I've spent a lot of time making something out of nothing, which is what radio guys did, right? And then so you
literally
see,
out of thin air.
Yeah, out of thin air. You got to make something out of nothing. But this is something, and has this incredible global footprint. And on top of it, bringing this sport to people and connecting with the fans the way that you guys are doing it has not just captured my attention. I'm all in. Like I spend my weekend watching these broadcasts that you're on. Listening to John and his podcast, Broomgate. And I've sort of kind of it's kind of like a new hobby for me. Yeah. Is not just being into curling, but it's also trying to learn about the evolution of the sport and the business of the sport, which I find absolutely fascinating. Almost live golf meets curling. And that's what I'm excited for. So tonight I'm lucky enough to be able to judge the Grand Slam of karaoke.
Oh, nice. That's the #1 job in the sport right now.
Is it really?
It is. It's pretty cool. I think you're going to be pretty amazed.
Well, so Nick is explaining this whole thing to me, and he's like, dude, we do karaoke, and everybody gets into it. When I first meet him, it's like months and months and months ago, part of this networking thing that we both do, and I'm like, explain it to me. And he's like, well, we get the best curlers in the world to do karaoke. And I'm like, how do you get professional athletes? Because most people take themselves so effing seriously.
I know.
Pardon my language.
Yeah.
They take themselves so seriously. I'm like, how do you get these guys to go and do that? Drop their ego at the table and then go up there and like hum bars. And he goes, they love it.
To do. And he did it first. He was the first singer, and he got up there and did his thing.
The tone.
And he set the tone. This is going to be a party. Let's rock. He's been saying it from day one. It's going to be fun, and it's going to be, like you said, we're going to take an old thing and it's already got a great following and a great culture, and we're not going to erase any of that. We're going to add to it, and we're going to bring in some people who don't traditionally watch the game because listen to it, it's fun to be in here. Tonight it's going to be rocking in here.
Dude, it's packed in here today, and tonight is sold out. And, to be able to connect these people that are on the ice with other people that are in the stands this evening at the Grand Slam of karaoke, it gives people this connection to a sport and to people that they've been watching on television for so long, that have been idolized. Whether, and I'm a big curling fan back in the Schmerler, Jennifer Jones days. There's another name drop for you. I'm really pumping up your wife here, dude. You're welcome. And they're characters you never thought you'd meet.
Oh, of course.
But like bringing these people together under the banner of the best curling in the world, and then saying, let's go party and shake hands and break bread together after we're done. And that's the other thing curling does better than any other sport. They party.
It's part of the fabric too, and we've lost that a little bit. And I'm not saying the top players all of a sudden they are coming back out, and that's because of Nick and his team and making it fun in the Grand Slam of karaoke. And that's part of what was great or is great about our sport is the camaraderie amongst top competitors. You see, after a final where Holman beats Tirinzoni and Team Tirinzoni shows up in the Holman Empire hoodies, as a joke. And last night Anna rocks the Holman Empire. Here's who we're picking, and there's some fun back and forth now. And finally, we're not necessarily selling, but exposing the personalities of all the top players, because there's some great people in curling and some funny people and interesting people, and it's just an awesome.
Well, yeah, the personalities, the characters, right? Like these are all characters, and sport largely, curling. Say what you like about it. I love the skill involved, the physics involved, how good these guys are. But it's been a sanitized kind of experience for the previous 40, 50, 60 years. It's been known as a social event. This is not just a social event for a lot of people, but they take this stuff seriously. And when they're not taking it seriously, you can see that camaraderie come out in how you're telling the story about the Grand Slam of curling now, right? Which is really incredible to me, is that, hey, listen, let's introduce people to these human beings, which has been long since lost in most sports. And like you look at the NHL, we know how they sanitize their players and they protect their players and all the
media
characters.
training, all that, and we get that. But it's fun to be human, I think, and I think a lot of the top players are really embracing that. And Nick said, we're going to need your help. And this is a partnership. And that's what it's felt like for the players. And you're asking, how do you get the players to do it? You make them feel like partners. And we've never felt like that as much as we do today. The Grand Slams have always been where we felt the most involved. But the curling group's taken that to an all new level. And it's like, we're going together and we need your help. And we're open to suggestion and nothing's off the table. And how can we make this awesome sport better for you guys, for us, for the world, for everybody?
What's that like as a curler? To hear that message, like, you know, especially now, you know, coming from the time that you came from curling professionally, what's that like, you know, in terms of being able to understand, oh my God, like we might be able to do this for a living?
Yeah, it's annoying. Like 20 years ago, where was Nick? I mean, no, it's exciting. It's exciting for just me as a fan of the sport, as somebody who loves the game. And, you know, selfishly, it's exciting that we're streaming and I get to call some of the best curling in the world and still be involved in the game that way. And I just think that this is curling's shot. We've long said we don't know why it's not more lucrative, more popular around the world, you know, more everything. And now we have not just a team that's put their money where their mouth is and raised more than anybody ever has, more plans than anybody ever has, but they're executing on all of them. We've never had the business acumen we have now. Oh, here comes Rama time.
Yeah, what's happening here? Can you explain this to me? Because there's a lot of stones there in the Einarson
Carrie
team.
made a good come around on her first one, but I don't know if they...
It's really hard because the way it curls,
they are shot.
You have to just rub this and then... Like, both of them aren't great. But
we even get lit in on the conversation.
Yeah,
this
it's
is
awesome,
incredible.
right?
Yeah. This is.
They are.
I believe they call this interactive later.
That's right.
They are shot rock,
but they're having a hard time envisioning how to get another one in there. Carrie's last shot.
13.
Hack might even
they need a deuce.
Score.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the most hay she can make here?
No, I must have misheard. She must not be shot, or else she'd be playing that draw split.
They're in a timeout.
There's so much
right
curl.
now.
Yeah, so you get 2 interactions with your coach per game. You get 90 seconds. So Reed Carruthers,
13 even.
world champion in his own right in 2011, has coached this team for quite a while now, and he gets to come out and give his input. And they have a relationship with Reed where they want him to come out and say, "This is what we're doing." And that's what Reed does, and he's good at it, and it works really well for them.
Will they listen to him?
They do all the time. This team does. Not everybody listens to their coach. This team, that's their agreement. And I think it was really pushed by Carrie and the team is, look, if you're coming out, we want to know what you think, and we want to know directly, and we want to know what you think about the ice, and tell us what you think we should do and how we should do it, and I think we're going to just do that.
So what are they doing here, do you think?
They're trying to go through the hole with like a backline weight. And just kind of, if they just get by the yellow, they'll hit the yellow guard. They'll hit the back 8 yellow and roll in for 2. They even said, I thought they were shot, but if they wreck on the yellow, it might come into the red and score 1. So big shot here, last shot of the 6th end, needing 2 points, or this one's kind of getting out of hand. Carrie, I think, wants it to curl. Hard to tell.
Just got to scream at it. Scream at her, it's not going to work.
Center doesn't get by. We're going to find out who's shot, because that's... Oh, it moved it. She said, "Shoot, gosh darn it."
I don't think she did.
Something sakes. I don't know what comes before sakes.
I do, and it sounds like truck.
Yeah, I think that's going to be red 1 now, though it did move it. So single point for Team Einarson and a 4-2 lead going into the 6th end break.
Wow.
Dean, I feel like we could talk all night, and maybe we will. I don't know. You're around for the night?
I'm around for the Grand Slam of Curling,
Awesome.
Grand Slam of Karaoke. Mr. Collins, the venerable host of one of my favorite new podcasts called Broomgate, is standing by, and he's wearing.
Let's get Johnny back in here.
Yeah, let's get him in. He looks better than me. He talks better than me. He knows what's going on. Absolute pleasure for me to be here with you
absolutely.
today. Thanks, you so much for having me.
We'll see you at the karaoke.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Peace of mind, confidence, and financial independence. At World Financial Group, we believe your path to any of these goals is paved by financial education. That's why our agents spend every day empowering individuals and families of all backgrounds with the knowledge to make choices that fit their goals. No matter your financial goals, WFG can help you own your future. Visit worldfinancialgroup.com to learn more.
So the last shot there just doesn't quite come off for Carrie Einarson, and now Isabella Wrana, Brent, in full control here, up 2 with the hammer, playing 7. Got to feel pretty good if you're the team from Sundbyberg right now.
Yeah, they've worked hard for 6 ends. And you know what they've guaranteed themselves? Heartbreak so far. If they don't win this, they'll be heartbroken because they really have earned the first 6 ends, and just a score of 1 here, and the chances of them winning is super high, up 3 coming home. But all that to say that this is not over yet. A steal of 1 here, even a 4. So you can't give up 2 here. I think Carey probably shakes hands. Down 4 is too many against the best teams. And interesting end last end. Team Wrana really controlled it, never really got in any trouble, and Carey made a good come around on her first. But I think, could you tell, did they leave it short? I think it wasn't quite shot.
Looked like they left it short. Yeah, I think they needed that little tip to make it shot.
I agree.
Obviously, I couldn't hear, didn't have the headset on. Thanks to Dean Blundell for joining us for an end there. Sounded like you guys are having some interesting convos.
Oh, yeah, small-town convo, small-town Canadian curling conversations.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Rosetown, I think he said, Saskatchewan. Sounds like a mecca of excitement.
Sounds made up.
It's very similar to me.
A lot of towns in Saskatchewan sound made up to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Val is from Vegreville. That doesn't sound real.
Yeah, it's true.
Or, of course, Bigger.
Bigger? It's another
from
big one.
Sandra Schmerler's hometown.
A little bit of a mistake there. That's a nice yellow one for Carey. Almost another guard.
Yeah.
Kristen, I don't think even needs another guard now.
There.
They are going to throw one, though.
Yeah, I think down 2 without hammer, only 2 ends to go. You probably want to get a little aggressive here.
Team Kim saving Team Fujisawa from a 3-game day, and that was convincing.
Yeah, night.
8-1. Fujisawa, one of the best teams in the world, and Team Kim with 3 players just handled them.
Yeah. Yeah, Team Kim missing a few players. One is pregnant, so dealing with that, and then the other one is preparing for the Korean Mixed Doubles Championship, so wasn't able to be here for that. So that's kind of the scoop with Team Kim this week, but it hasn't been an issue for them. 5-0 so far, and like you said, just beat the brakes off of Fujisawa. So we'll see how that goes. Fujisawa and Kim, the winner of that game, which we now know is Kim. I just said Kim. Will play the winner of Homan and Tirinzoni. The winner of this game will play the winner of the Anna Hasselborg Momaha Tabata game. And it's looking pretty good for Anna Hasselborg in exactly the same spot as her Swedish compatriot here. They're also up 2 with the hammer, 5-3, playing 7.
Bit of a dream start if you're Team Einarson.
Yeah, a little light from Linda on the first one and a hair heavy on the second one.
Got to make this freeze right now, though, Carly.
That could get scary in a hurry for sure.
Easy line. Line's good.
Carly, of course, moved to Winnipeg for Jacques Gauthier. Sounds like, speaking of made up, that's a made up name, isn't it?
It's got a curl.
Well, it only sounds made up in the sense that he's not from Quebec.
True.
If he was from Quebec, you could buy it a lot easier.
French part of Winnipeg, I think he's from.
Yeah.
St. Boniface. Is that what it's called?
Oui. I don't know.
I don't know either. I've been there for like a week.
I try not to spend much time in Winnipeg if I can help it.
That's fair. Hurtful, but fair.
I'm kidding. I like Winnipeg. I've been there quite a few times over the years. My ex-girlfriend was on the Canadian national volleyball team, which trained out of the University of Manitoba, so spent some time there with her. Obviously, I've been there for curling, and I've also been able to play the Winnipeg Comedy Festival a few times.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's always fun. That's taped for CBC at the Burton Cummings Theatre, and it's always a great time. The town really embraces it, and it's been good.
It is a small town city. I'll give them that. They do embrace anything that goes on in the town. Nothing gets really ignored. So really kind of coming together here for Team Einarson to put some pressure on. It might not be exactly what you want, like everything in the forefoot, but it's looking like they may be able to lie 2 or 3 later, which is a good way to...
I don't really hear. I want to go here. I think that's close.
Sorry, Jacques, did I say something that upset you?
I just got a text from Jacques catching strays out here from us. Well, we did say his name was made up.
You thought it, yeah. Shouldn't you be practicing for Manitoba Provincials? Hey, P.S., I live in Manitoba now, like in Winnipeg. Are you guys got a full squad, or what's the story?
That's interesting. Yeah, they only have 3. So.
I heard that.
So we'll see. That's interesting. Brent Lang is maybe throwing his hat in the ring there. I think they could use a front ender.
My phone's not ringing yet, Jacques. Oh, it's Skyla. I thought it was Jacques. That was too late. Offer's been rescinded. This is a little short and going to allow a good double peel chance.
Yeah, Wrana's still sitting 1 here.
Need a big break here for Einarson. That needed to be even top 12 there. Just needed to leave no easy doubles, especially on the guards.
Yeah, we know Maria Larsson very solid with her peel game. See if she can get rid of both here.
Yep. Whoa.
Looks pretty close to me.
Yep.
Clean, I think.
Okay again.
Yeah.
Made it for fun.
Too easy.
Very nice from Maria.
That changes the end.
Jacques says to tell you that tryouts are next weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be there, and if I don't show up, just keep waiting. Just at the club in Winnipeg? Just the curling club in Winnipeg?
The curling club, yeah.
Man, I went and threw rocks at the Granite with a friend who's getting into the game and was on, I don't know if it's sheet 9, but I haven't been on a sheet where one side curled edge of the wall, like 7 feet to the button.
Yeah.
The other side was, I want to draw the button, so I'm going to put the broom on the button.
The button?
Yeah. And my 12-year-old Bella, I was like, okay, Bella, this is your first example of like really whacked out. It's not level ice.
Yeah.
Which used to be totally normal, not anymore.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I used to love when you'd play on the wall sheets and there was no bumper even between there was no buffer between the sheet and the wall was directly adjacent to outside. I think the Crestwood in Edmonton, I remember, I think that's a club that the far sheet there was like that. You couldn't even wait for your opponent to throw on that side of the ice because you'd be right up against the wall and you might be in the way of the other team. So you'd always have to cross over to the other side of the ice. Yeah, it's a lot of clubs like that. We'll see if Almeida can make a little double here. Wow, how about that?
Just missed the call.
Very close.
Really good shot anyway. And what's the plan here if you're Carey? You keep guarding second shot and eventually just kind of hit the back one and lie 3?
I think so, probably.
But if I'm Isabella, I don't really want to throw against 3 and I'm up 2 already, so I'm not going to leave this maybe even a shot longer. I'm going to take a chance, and if we give a steal of 1 trying to get 3 and end the game, I'm okay with that, especially with this situation.
All right, well, we'll see what transpires here. Val is going to throw up the guard at the moment.
Line's good. Go early. Yeah, early. Line's good.
If anything, this has to over-curl. Cannot leave the center line side of that red one open, or they will definitely chase it.
Hard for everything. Hard, hard, hard.
Yeah, trying to keep this one straight and drag it far is Carly Burgess here. This is over-curling slightly. You need it to kind of stop.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine there.
It's slower there. Good sweep.
I think one more peel. And that may be the last peel that Isabella throws, but
yeah, we'll see if what Carey decides to do on her next one. If she decides to make a play into the house or just throws another guard on second shot.
It would be nice to get that side red one. Not super important, but nice little bonus, and it's close.
Oof.
That one's a survivor over there.
Yeah, really good try from Almeida Duvall. Just goes by, so Carey's still lying 2 and 3.
Yeah. Kind of a better
Chip it to a freeze and roll off. You can't just freeze there. Not with how good a hitter Isabella is. She'll just blow that all up.
Yeah. And it's high enough that she might be able to catch on that one. So I don't mind her first idea.
Tap this.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we go guard though, she probably...
Yeah, no, it's just hit, but then she's got a pretty easy double.
Yeah.
Give me double. Okay, let's tap that.
So. Thinking there should be really close. But just like, how was that 12?
Okay.
Det är väl en remis för det.
So it looks like guarding again here, Brent. They talked about maybe coming into the house, playing like a tap to freeze or something like that. So I think they are guarding here. I think so.
Okay.
So if this is the play. I do think if I'm Isabella, I don't peel it anymore. Might even draw somewhere just in front of shot rock, a little bit buried, that I can angle it into the top red one.
And she might be tapping. I don't know. It's the same ice for the guard or the tap here.
Yeah. Maybe she's playing either or, like we did in juniors. High guard or back line on this line.
Yeah. Line's the key.
Yeah.
So yeah, she is tapping here. Trying to tap to freeze.
Yep. Roll it off.
That's really good.
That's very nice.
Nice shot from Carrie Einarson. The only thing that is a little unfortunate is she might have left the double here for Isabella to kick it right over the top.
Yeah, thanks.
Going to be a double back for Carrie, and then probably a hit for one for Isabella. It's got a little unlucky. I think Carrie was trying to hit a little less. Hit that a little bit thinner.
This double's going to jam almost every time. Have to go kind of tick to kill it, but if it does jam, you stay on it. That's nothing wrong with that.
Not to save both of hers. Yeah.
Yellow shot? Is that what you said? Didn't get a great look. If it is,
not sure.
Could just kind of nose this, but
double is the call for Isabella Wrana. Got one, got two, not quite over the top. So not the ideal result. Does leave Carrie shot, and she is going to be hitting against three with her last.
Yeah, we could roll to like there.
I think that was always going to jam. It was one of those where you had to almost just tick and lose your shooter through, and then probably wouldn't have had enough speed to get it out anyway.
Yeah. I think roll to like center.
Either nose or just roll an inch and like try.
Just make her think of two shots.
Okay. I like there, like with control.
Okay.
So right on the nose, I think that's as good as anything, and put a little pressure on Isabella to hit against three, and if disaster strikes, might have a tie game coming home. Worst case, to be down three and have a chance to get three with the 5-rock rule and take this to an extra end.
Shots.
No, because it'll give her a free crack at a triple.
So it sounds like Carrie wants to roll a little bit into the middle. Make the hit a little tougher for Isabella. Final stone for Einarson.
Easy.
And number 7.
Clean. Yep. Whoa. Curl.
And we'll settle for the nose. So Isabella will have to make a nose hit on this stone, just touching the button, and doesn't have much room to roll outside. Needs to hit it on the nose or a hair inside roll for one.
I don't think there's any choice here. I don't think there's any thought that being up one with the hammer is better than being up three without, is it? I don't think so.
No, I don't either.
Because the third one's in the house, that would be hard to do anyway. You could just nose second shot, I guess, if that's what you were thinking.
Yeah, no, I think this is always the play. I think if you're a top team, you're always going to feel comfortable in your ability to prevent your opponent from scoring three. So last stone, Isabella Wrana, open hit. Looking for one. Ooh, calling yes right away. That would scare me. Do not have a ton of room to roll here.
That's how you sweep it.
Do not have a ton of room to roll here. Great sweep from Linda Stenlund and Maria Larsson. Right out of the hand, right to the end. They hold it. Wrana scores one.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line. It's a Gold Line.
And is the choice of champions.
Well, it got maybe a little hairy there for Team Wrana as that was swept right out of the hand by Linda Stenlund, but she held it right there, and one goes on the board. And now we'll see if Carrie Einarson can find herself a 3. Hasn't scored more than 1 in this game so far. She's going to need to pull out all the stops here just to get this one to an extra.
See if they can finish this one off. It would be a hard-fought and well-earned victory. Not to take anything away from Team Einarson, who has not had an off game by any means. Need 2 corner guards here. See if Kristen Karwacki can get these up there and give them some kind of chance.
Queen.
Line's good.
Line's
Ja, och det
good.
är platt och sopa, så man känner
Queen's
den.
good.
Då gick den där ändå utanför
Yeah, stay
slidespåret.
down.
Line's good. Easy.
Easy. Clean. Clean. It's got to curl a bit. Could curl a bit. 17.
And the corner guard will go up for Kristen Karwacki. And a reminder that we will be back with you fairly shortly, just about 2 hours from now, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, with the men's and women's semifinals. All 4 sheets will be rocking. We know that we have Ross White facing off against Matt Dunstone and Brad Jacobs facing off against Bruce Mowen in what should be 2 fantastic men's semifinals. And for the women, it's only Team Kim that we know who will be in the semifinals so far. We'll wait to see how the rest of these games go. As Rachel Holman just made a shot for 3, and that's good enough. So really nice final stone from Holman. The crowd here in Guelph loves it. Holman will win 8-4. Silvana Tiranzoni will go home. Rachel Holman will move on to the semifinals. And they will face Team Kim in that semifinal. So that's all coming up in just about 2 hours' time. We'll have all the games for you here on Home Team Live.
Nice to see some more Canadian content in the semifinals tonight for the Guelph crowd.
Absolutely. Rachel Holman continues her dominant run of form this year and at the Slams. Still only 3 losses on the season. Back on our feature game, Wrana lying 2 here and throwing. Got both the first ones in the house, the 2 corner guards up for Team Einarson. And I think, Brent, I'm guessing they're going to bring this one in the house as well. Yes, indeed.
Try and line them up. Might even bump them around if I was them. That's kind of hooked a little bit, but
Try and use the higher corner first so they peel it.
just don't set up a triple. Yeah, there's a triple there, but see what happens. As Val said, try and use the high corner first. Maybe they'll peel that, and then we can get another one around the good corner. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes some sense.
Probably the plan.
Jag hörde att du sa det.
Don't let them chase this one, Carly. This has to be buried. If they chase it and roll to the middle, you got a real big problem.
Line's good. Weight's good. Speed. Top 8.
Du har en hammare.
15.
This one's going to be plenty buried. It's a concern of this one's coming out the other side.
Yeah, it's high in the house, but
perfect.
Yeah, pretty good spot there.
Try the double peel, I would think.
Yeah, why not? It's definitely there, and we've already seen Maria Larsson make some peels in this game. This is definitely in her wheelhouse.
I didn't get the long.
Linda Stenlund on this right out of the hand. They need to go just to get this out of play. This looked like Maria maybe got over the top of that one when she let it go, but no harm, no foul. They get rid of one of the rocks.
Just jiggle them. Throw like.
Just spread them around.
Even hack.
could just go around them for now. They may take on the slash, but if they miss it, you go around again, and then you got some action. I think I would do that first.
Yeah, feels maybe a rock too early here.
I think at least. You're going to have both your rocks in the open.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought too.
Watch the roll, Val. Watch the roll. Yep. Good shot.
Definitely a triple now, though. That's the good news, but
It's pretty good. Yeah.
they might just hit and roll back in there. That's what I would do off that one. Yep.
Good shot.
I would hit the easier one, the wider one. Bring everything closer together, I think, Isabella.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially with the triple being there, I don't mind putting another yellow kind of somewhere in that pile or even jiggling it around a little bit.
Just going to peel this one. I'm not a fan of this. You think she'd make the double? I don't.
I don't think so. Those are pretty much dead flat, aren't they?
I really like the other call. Throw board weight, and like you said, even if you roll into the pile.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's still pretty good regardless. But, yeah.
Because that's a triple in the middle, though, you can go around the corner guard knowing you only need one shot to get rid of all the yellows. So I guess she's thinking next shot she'll hit and roll in off that one. Oh,
Or do that.
Do that. Now there's no catcher for that. Now it's actually better.
That's better, yep. And maybe they were trying that.
As silly as that seems, now there's no double and stay very easily. The triple was much easier than that double and stick around. So
Yeah, you hear Carrie say just back 8 weight, try to create a pocket here with Val Sweeting's first.
You don't go around the corner ever? Why do we throw two if we don't want to go around two?
Your guess is as good as mine. I don't mind this either. I don't mind creating a pocket, but yeah, I think, again, it feels like they're maybe just doing everything one rock
Yeah,
early
go
here.
around first, and then what are they going to do? They're probably going to peel and try
Peel
and
or
get the
hit,
side
peel
one.
or hit the open one, either or.
Yeah, and if they hit the open one, you go around again. As long as they're, you can be. That's a good shot.
Yeah, Val makes the pocket there as they wanted. I mean, it's neither of them are behind the tee line, which may create a slight issue, but yeah, not a bad result there for Val Sweeting. Almeida just going to get rid of this red stone. Straight peel here. Rip it out.
You can't get three if you never get anything buried. Unless they flash. Which I don't think this team does very often.
No, and certainly not today. This is the best I've seen Team Wrana play all year, and I mean, that makes sense. You beat Team Holman, chances are pretty good you're playing pretty damn good if you do that. But they've been really solid today.
I think the plan is, looks like you're going to have to make these last three count because you're going to freeze in the pocket here. If you make it perfect, I think Isabella's going to hit and roll in or hit and roll right into the pile. If she misses it, just peels it, you're going to freeze again, and then Isabella's going to have a blast.
I'm having a blast.
I'm having a super blast. She's going to have a blast to have a good time to blast herself into the semifinals.
Yeah, that's a really good time.
I don't know. She looks like she's pretty good at those today,
Yeah,
especially.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great pair by Val, though.
Yeah, really good spot for that one. Pretty much perfect. And
So
those are hard to do when you're down three. There is, as much as you want to be competitive, there is a little bit of a defeatist attitude sometimes when you're down three, and Val just fully dialed in on those two great shots.
Peel this and right into any of those, like into the, even if it misses the other red and hits the back yellow, that would be good.
Totally good, yeah. I think it's game over if you make contact with this pile anywhere.
Yeah, you'll have an open hit for sure.
Yeah.
Even if you don't, just got to make the dead freeze again, and you have two options. Blast out the top one, or you say, I'm just going to guard this, and I don't know how you get both of them out.
I think I may be starting to connect why these guys are in banana costumes. They also have a sign that says peel.
Oh, look how smart you are.
That's good.
I get it.
That's a good bit.
Because a banana has a peel, and peel's a curling shot.
That's right. Yep.
Oh.
Nothing gets by you.
Not after you explain it to me.
First rock here for Isabella Wrana in the 8th end. Would love to make contact with this pile anywhere.
There it is.
And that's probably good enough. Still has that red rock frozen, does Carrie Einarson, but I'm not sure there's much she can do here to not give Isabella a shot with her last one to win the game.
No, I don't see anything.
We'll see what Coach Ram thinks.
Just go around the corner guard, I think.
That or you go like here, but the 7 goes.
I think you can only make it easier, though.
No, we go here.
Well, we need 3.
We need 3. She blasts that. Can we make it harder, though?
I don't think so.
No.
If she gets this out, we lose.
Oh, Rama, what'd you say?
Reed was doing the math wrong.
Here,
Somebody get that clip, please.
Yeah.
And hopefully maybe
Yeah, Reed was saying to draw around the corner, then she makes the double, then you have a hit for 2. And they said, well,
That's true.
We need 3. Yeah, that is
Reed
true.
is worried
He's
about
right.
points for and points against.
Yeah, good call. Get those stats on curling zone up. Hammer efficiency.
His coaching bonus is based on those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There, speed should be decent for her.
So they are just still going to go around the corner, and you just hope that you get a miss.
That's all you can do. Anywhere you freeze on that rock.
Okay.
Like if you freeze on the nose, then the back one never stays if she hits it anywhere hard. If you freeze on the center line side, it doesn't change a thing. They both go easily, but not that that matters. So
the yellow, like, like kind of chase it, but wick it.
you could do that, Carrie. Like a back line and just chisel that yellow over, just kind of feather it on the way by and put it behind your red, and then the shooter goes in behind the corner. May as well give that a try.
15.
First stone here for Carrie Einarson in the 8th, trying to keep her hopes alive. Just a straight wrap around the corner guard here.
Just full, biting 8. Good curl, yeah. Clean. Straight. Whoa line.
Well, that's exactly where they wanted it.
Pretty good. So which one's easier to hit? I think the one she just
Yeah,
threw,
I think
probably.
so too. You can see probably over half of it from the hack, if I had to guess.
Probably as hard as you could make it. Good shot.
Yeah, really good.
Okay.
Oh, looks like Isabella's going to...
Well, you can throw peel, and knowing if you go by it, you're going to nose the back one. If you tick the top one with peel, I mean, what are the chances, John, that you don't kill it? That's what I would do, just kind of throw it hard at the back one.
Yeah.
Plus, I usually throw these tight, so then it would
Yeah.
just hit the top one that way.
Well, Isabella Wrana has had a fantastic game here this afternoon, is looking to put the cap on it. As a peel weight chase around the guard can see about half a stone, make it disappear, and you're off to the semifinals.
That was the make sure I don't set it throw.
And she made sure. A really good throw from Isabella Wrana, and that will do it. 5-2 winners over Carrie Einarson. So not a bad debut for Carly Burgess. Makes the playoffs here at the WFG Masters, but the Swedes were just too much today. They will move on to the semifinal, where they will play the winner of Anna Hasselborg and Momoha Tabata. We'll see how that one goes. You can click over to that one on Home Team Live. We'll be back in 90 minutes with all the semifinal coverage as well. Hopefully you'll join us for that. For Brent Lang, everyone here at Home Team, I've been John Cullen. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.